But this time like politics. They will lie, they will use you like shoe and polish it. Banana, we not voting by tribe. We not voting by religion. We not voting tradition, friendship, or relationship. You better vote for your future. Don't say you vote for your future. Brother, vote for your future. Mama, vote for your future. What do you want to do? If I give you my future, what you want to do? When I give you my country, what you want to do? Sit here and I play, what you want to do? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? If I give you my district, what you want to do? You want my county, what you want to do? Now yeah, now play, what you want to do? What do you want to do? They come in with their big car. They come in with their plenty laugh. They come in with their fake smile. All out in and out so fly. They won't use you, confuse you, and mislead you. They will promise when you vote them, they frustrate you. They already say you so go. Don't for your friend, they Rambo. They already say you rebel. Don't for your friends for their choice. Oh. They already say you so go. Don't for your friend, they Rambo. They already say you rebel. Don't for your friends for their choice. Banana, we not voting by tribe. We not voting by religion. We not voting tradition, friendship, or relationship. You better go for your future. Say you go for your future. Better go for your future. Mama, go for your future. What do you want to do? If I give you my future, what you want to do? When I give you my country, what you want to do? Sit here and I play, what you want to do? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? If I give you my district, what you want to do? You want my county, what you want to do? Now yeah, now play, what you want to do? What do you want to do? My people, say no to election violence. We all with the same people. Don't let no politician come you. Liberia is the only country we have. We want peace in the country here. Respect your friend choice. Even on the you say go fire your friend and then they call their children. Because anything happen here, they will leave all and send their children there, bro. Don't live like you.
We want peace in Liberia, peace in Monrovia. We want peace in Liberia, peace in Monrovia. Cause Babylon shall not rise again. Oh, Babylon shall not rise again. Oh, Babylon shall not stand again. Babylon shall not stand again. Cause every day they're talking about the Liberian civil war, and everywhere over Jalen, muddy rivers of blood, oh Lord. No matter who wins, Liberia is crying out. No matter who loses, Liberia still crying out. No matter who's right, they've gotta stop the fight. No matter who's wrong, the devil's still stronger. We want peace in Liberia, peace in Monrovia. We want peace in Liberia, peace in Monrovia. And Babylon shall not rise again. Babylon shall not rise again. Oh, Babylon shall not stand again. Babylon shall not stand again. Calling on Jesus Christ to save I and I. We're calling on Jesus Christ to save I and I.
Freedom, hail Liberia.
EP producer.
Freedom, hail Liberia. Freedom, hail Liberia. Of Liberia, it's flying all the time. Showing allegiance, showing loyalty to this nation, Liberia. The flag of Liberia is flying all the time. Showing allegiance, showing loyalty to this nation, Liberia. The red on the flag stands for bravery. The white on the flag stands for purity. The star is for republic. The blue sea is for black people. We know Liberia is our home. The Declaration of Independence was signed in 1847. 11 nations of people, we are known as First Republic. The Lone Star shining evermore. Of Liberia, it's flying all the time. Showing allegiance, showing loyalty to this nation, Liberia. If my people who are over money, we humble themselves and seek my face. I will rise and heal their nation. Liberia will rise again. Nations will come to your rising. I prophesy. Kingdom will come to your life. Together, let's lead the peace. Cause in unity, we will build our nation. Arise, Liberia, arise. Arise and take your place. Whatever the workers are eating, arise and take your place. The flag of Liberia is flying on. It's flying on the time. Showing allegiance, showing loyalty to this nation, Liberia. In union, success is love. It's flying on the time. Showing loyalty to this nation, Liberia. In union, success is love. In unity, we will build our nation. In unity, Liberia. We focus on no life. We focus on prosperity. We focus on peace in this nation. Liberia.
EP producer.
Freedom, hail Liberia. Freedom, hail Liberia. Of Liberia, it's flying all the time. Showing allegiance, showing loyalty to this nation, Liberia. The flag of Liberia is no more. The Declaration of Independence was signed in 1847. 11 days of people we are known as First Republic. The Lone Star shining evermore. Of Liberia, it's flying on the time.
Okay, on this election Tuesday in Liberia, we are back after a little technical adjustment that needed to have been done. The good news is we're back up and running. This song is titled "The Flag of Liberia" and is done by Minister Louis Kolako. Minister Louis Kolako. This song is to promote peace in our country, as well as there are other songs that are done to promote peace and unity in our country. This is a Spoon FM, Punch FM and TV production. It's a Spoon Network and One Media House production. The Spoon Network comprises of Spoon 107.5 FM, Fabric 101.1, Super 95.5, and Spoon TV, Fabric TV, and Super TV, channel 10. And as well as on Facebook, we do have our YouTube channel. And One Media House, the owners and operators of Punch 106.7 FM and Punch TV Live. We are also being relayed on several stations across Liberia and the rest of the world. So wherever it is you're listening to us from, we are going to read your text messages being sent. We asked you to send us text messages. We're also keeping an eye on the National Elections Commission. They are slated to have a press conference about 4-ish there. It's already 20 minutes after 4. So we're keeping our eyes and our ears fixed at the National Elections Commission. We do have our crew there as well. Once they go live with that presser, we will definitely bring you it in real time. Well, we'll be cutting across Liberia to speak to our county correspondents. We will be speaking to our reporters all around Montserrado County as well. 20 minutes down 4 p.m., approximately 1 hour, 40 minutes to polls can be officially closed if the NEC does not grant an extension, for which we are thinking in that direction that the National Elections Commission is going to have an extension to the time as well. Nelson Cole is live at NEC, and once that press conference begins, we're waiting for him to get himself set up. And once that press conference is a green light, once it's on the go, once they're doing the press conference, we're going to bring on the press conference for you. We also promised to show to you those voter cards that were seized from a fellow in Lofa County. We've got the details, we've got the cards, we've even got the officer who allowed him, to leave on grounds that he was going to bring his colleagues. Well, I see images coming from the NEC, and Nelson Cole is there. And once that press conference gets underway, we are going to bring you it live here on Spoon 107.5, Fabric 101.1, Super 95.5, Punch 106.7 FM. So let's go to some of your text messages that you've been sending concerning the process, your experiences, what you've been experiencing. I see the Board of Commissioners have not yet gotten seated, but the media is present, including Spoon FM and Punch FM and TV. All right, so somebody says, we want to know what's going on in Foya, Lofa County, about the election. We'll be speaking to our guy in Foya. We'll cut across Lofa, as I said. So hold on, don't you panic. We have got the entire country covered. So when I say we'll go to Foya, we'll definitely go to Foya and bring you the results from there. What's unfolding in Foya City, Lofa County. Okay. This one says, my name is Sam Collins from Cardwell District 15. I voted at SCS Schoolroom 1 in 2017. In the booth, we were to take the mark, and I saw a pen and pack in for truth. Today I saw a pen, no ink. All right, so he's wanting to know what's unfolding. So I did, when I went to vote, I saw a pen, and then I saw the ink pad where you can put your thumb in to leave a thumbprint if you are going to use your thumb
to vote as well. So Junior, I see you. What you need to do, you need to use your back camera or your rear camera. I see you using the front camera. So just go to settings and change, to the rear camera, and then we can take you for your updates from Sinoe County. All right. So more text messages. We have a whole pile. All right. So someone says, all right, I'm not for this. Okay. So this one says, good afternoon, Diamond. God first and you guys second. Okay. Giving us the good news, and many thanks to you guys for Mama Liberia. But what is happening at the PRP is bad for us, because young guys are just pulling in with their voter cards for a little amount of nothing. Oh my God, where are we headed? Thank you. Okay. All right. So we're waiting just to bring you images from the NEC conference room. We're not going to take the audio for now because they're not ready. These are images we're seeing observers, both foreign, local, and the media as well. This one says, what I observed is that the poll watchers representing the various political parties need to be vigilant and focus up to the time of the counting of ballots and the counting process. I want to commend the Spoon Radio and Punch FM family and TV for updating the general public as to what is happening during these election activities across the country. All right. Thank you so much. Let's take this other text reaction here. Good evening to the public, and good evening to those in studio. I'm Augustine Yahweh. I'm watching from Dupont Road Junction around the Nathan E. Gibson School campus. The voting process here is going on slow because of at the Dabeta School campus, where the voting is taking place, is too small. I do not know why they are not using the Nathan E. Gibson School campus that have more space, and that is the place that they are always using. My major question is that why are they not using the Nathan E. Gibson campus, and that is being using over the years? That's another concern from a Liberian citizen there. All right, so this person says, a lady believed to be a very strong supporter of the CDC was seen by an NEC worker taking pictures of the ballot papers while voting. The PO quickly seized her ballot papers, but she managed to escape and later came back with an agent from the CDC, and without the consent of the PO, she quickly took the seized ballot papers and placed them in the ballot boxes. She has been seized and undergoing critical investigations. I'm an unknown observer, and I'm reporting from District 8, Monserrado County, Nancy Bito polling place. That is another one. Again, these are text messages coming in from Liberians, those that we can confirm and substantiate. We will definitely do. My inbox is full. This one says, good afternoon, sir. Did you guys carry the voter cards back? It's sent from Pinsville Morris's farm. We check whether or not yours is among the voter cards that we have here and we've been announcing. We'll see whether or not we can check through that. Magic is going to do that. This one says, good afternoon, Spoon of him. My name is Jonathan Tia, and I do text you from Nimba County, Tapeta District, to be precise. I'm surprised to hear that Moses Carter of the LMP spokesman saying that the joint security is on course. Which course? Which, of course, in many parts of Nimba, there is a total absence of national security apparatus or actors, including where I did go to vote this morning, to be precise, Towed Town, Lower Tapeta District. I do not know how the police do their deployment. After today, let the joint security heads carry on proper evaluation as to whether those security personnel assigned out of Monserrado County did attend to their post. All right, talking about Nimba, let's take Yekezi Swigwe now. He's on the line. Yekezi is in Nimba County for us, one of our guys there in Nimba, whilst we're waiting on the NEC press conference that is hugely attended. Good evening to you, Yekezi. How are you?
Hello, Damon. How are you? And let me say good afternoon to Liberians out there.
I'm doing pretty well. Tell us on the overall, how is Nimba County since voting began? We've had issues of a slow process. Most of the counties that have reported, all of the counties that have reported for that matter. Tell us the parts of Nimba you visited since this morning up to now. How is the turnout like, and the queue? How's the queue progressing on?
Okay, so I actually started my tour in the Saclay, PA. And Saclay, PA is in district number 7. It's the largest city in district number 7 with the highest population. So I did vote in Saclay, PA city. And I mean, Liberians, from my observation, Liberians there are in high spirits. because as early at 6 o'clock, I went to the specific polling centers, and I saw Liberians were already there. The various polling centers were already congested. So it tells you that Liberians, number one, are willing to vote. But then later on, I came to Ganta, and I'm in Ganta currently, and I've visited more than 17 precincts already. Like you said, there are challenges, even though the process is going on smoothly. One of the major challenge that is kind of serving as a disappointment or frustration to a lot of the electorates, even though they are in high years. They had gathered there very early just so that they can vote earlier. But unfortunately, they were in the proper line to stand in. So they will stand there all day, and at the end of the day, when they reach at the center to cast their ballot, they be told that, it's not the right queue. And so they have to go to stand in another very, very long, long queue. Some of them will bear the patience, but, a lot of them wouldn't bear the patience. They would just like feel frustrated and decide to go home finally, because looking at the next queue is very, very, very long. Like I told you, Liberians are in hard spirits, and so to cast the ballots, and so most of the precincts here in Nimba Diamond, they are very, very congested, and there are reports of some of the polling staff being very slow. But overall, the major challenge has been the identification of the proper queue or line for electors to stand within.
No, that has been one of the most serious problems reported here as well. Yeah, Kizzy. Let's talk about the security situation in Nimba. We did get concerns and calls, that there isn't so much the presence of the joint security in involved in the process there. You've been to Saklipi and then back to Ganta. What have you noticed?
Well, for the precincts I've visited in Saclapid and Ganta, yes, I did see presence of security personnel, though not adequate. But I'm told that they have, adequate security personnel in proximity to, the precincts, just in case there's anything like commotion, they be called to intervene. But again, just this afternoon is something that I'm yet to confirm. But I was at a local radio station here in Gompa City, in Nimba County, called Radio Kegeman, and somebody called in from a town in Nimba District number 2 called Wading. So this caller called in and said that there's violence in Wading, and that he needed the station to call the police for their intervention. I've tried calling that particular caller back, but to no avail. But I'm going to try my best to reach in that town before the evening.
Okay. All right, Yakizi. What's the atmosphere in Ganta and Saklipi like aside voting? It's after 4. It's almost 5 p.m. Activities returning to somewhat normalcy. People now going about their activities now that people have have been able to cast their ballots. Or it's still more like everybody's focused on these elections.
Yeah, that's what it appears like. And like this election is kind of so different from other elections, wherein even though today it will be declared as a holiday, you still see a lot of people in the street, businessmen and women, going by the number of business. But in Ganta, in Saklipi areas that I've visited, a lot of shops are closed. Just imagine I took an hour looking for a battery to buy in Ganta, a AAA battery for my recorder. An hour, looking for a AAA battery to buy. So yeah, it just tells you that majority of the businessmen and women are focused on these elections. Okay, thank you. All right.
So we want to say this as an SOS call to the Joint Security as well as the Liberia National Fire Service and our emergency medical services, the EMS. You have to move in quickly to Jacobstown at the Calvary Temple Church. We're getting reports, that folks are fainting. There's been a commotion there. So you need to move in at the Jacobstown community at the Calvary Temple Church. So the Joint Security, please move in. Our EMS workers, the ambulances, please move in. All right, folks, let's now join the NEC. They're still doing some final prepping. They're testing their sound systems from what we are seeing from the pictures there. So let's go to Lofa. Remember the story that was reported by one of our correspondents in Lofa, that's Jeremiah Dobo, on the issue of an individual being arrested with 29 voter registration cards, and then those cards were seized by the police officer, but he was later allowed to leave. So the question is, why did the police officer allow him to leave when he said he was leave? Um, All right. We're getting reports that our YouTube channel is not on. Let's check that up quickly. We've seen that it is live from our end. So please check your device. Let's see if it's on. Yep. Our YouTube channel is on. To the folks saying the YouTube channel is not on, it is on. Please check your devices and probably reboot, because we ended the first broadcast. The second one is on YouTube. I'm looking at it live and direct. So thank you for updating us on that. But the YouTube channel is actually on. So please check it out. Check your device out as well. Well, these are pictures from Lofa. These are the cards that were seized, and the police officer in question, this is the police officer. So this is the police officer who had arrested the fellow with 29 voter registration cards in his possession, and then he allowed the fellow to leave on grounds that he was going to bring those who were the owners, or the reported owners of these cards. So yeah, the YouTube is on. Thank you, Magic, for the technical assistance. So these cards were arrested in a town called Mavekonadu, if I got the name right. Mavekonadu town in Kwadobonin district, Lofa County. So the picture you see on the screen is that of the police officer who had arrested this fellow with the 29 voter registration cards, but then allowed him to leave. And these are the cards. These are the arrested cards. So these are the cards here that you're looking at on the screen. So these are the cards that were seized. So the cards were taken away, but the officer, using whatever discretion, decided to allow the fellow to leave, even though he had in his possession cards that shouldn't have been. And well, we all know he should have been kept in police custody to produce those who he said were the owners of these cards. So these are the cards that you're looking at on the screen. Well, to Sinoe County, where it was reported that election materials were stuck in the mud in Butor because the truck driver said the battery had lost acid power. The acid water in the battery was weak, so he couldn't be able to move the truck. And because of that, voting in those parts of Sinoe County were not on the way until now. What we've gathered, these are pictures coming from Sinoe County. These materials have just arrived. The materials arrived about 3:15 p.m. So you can see from the pictures there, the materials, the NEC materials have arrived in Butor and other parts of Sinoe County. Those materials that were stuck in the mud have finally arrived at about 3:15 p.m. this afternoon. So as to how those folks are going to vote, and whether or not the NEC is going to give an extension, whether they are aware of all of these happenings across the country, that is why we are giving you all of the information in real time. So whichever county it is, we've got those counties covered here. This is a joint production. Let's now take on Cyrus Hammond, who wants to report as well. Let's take on Cyrus Hammond. All right, Cyrus, let's hear you out. Hello, Cyrus. Hello, Cyrus. Okay, we lost Cyrus there. We'll definitely call Cyrus back. We'll be calling Cyrus back, and we're waiting for the NEC press conference to get underway there at the headquarters of the National Elections Commission. But let's see if we can reconnect with Cyrus Hammond. Cyrus, are you hearing me, sir? Hello? Hello? Okay, so hello, Cyrus. All right, so we're not getting Cyrus via the phone. We'll be able to get back to him. But this is a joint coverage: Spoon 107.5 FM, Fabric 101.1, Super 95.5 FM, as well as Punch 106.7 FM. Well, we've been here providing you coverage, full coverage of what's happening around the country. So Cyrus, are you on the line, sir?
Yeah, I'm on the line.
All right, let's see if we can get you through. All right. Hello, Cyrus.
Yes, Diamond, are you getting me, sir?
Loud and clear. So where exactly are you now, Cyrus?
I'm still in Bento, and I'm able to reach two precincts. One is the children's home in Bento.
Go ahead, sir.
Yes, the children's home in Bento. The line is still very, very long. This place has about 1,458 registered voters with 3 polling places. That's the children's home in Bento. But the queue here are still long, Diamond Slanger. Since this morning, I've been able to talk to those who have completed their process, and they say it has been peaceful. There has not been report of violence or any confrontation or people being denied. But it's just that the voter appetite is very, very high, and that's why you see the lines are very, very long. So in Bento, say around the Bento area, I was also able to visit this place is the Bukwale Town Public School, the Bukwale Town Public School in Bento. So this place has about 4 polling places. 4 polling places here, and the lines are still very, very long, Diamond Slanger. Earlier on, just a few minutes ago, one of the polling places was in district number 2, Barkley area, where initially reported the Olo Renin Public School. One of the polling places, it has about 8 polling places, and one of the polling places is empty. That place was very, very crowded this morning, but at this point, it is empty. No one is in the queue for that polling place. It's polling place number 6.
Okay, so you talked about voters' appetite being high. What about their resilience and patience with all of the complaints we've gathered, concerning queues being disorganized, NEC workers seemingly not know what to do, being overwhelmed reportedly by the work? What have you noticed? Has that dampened, or has that brought in some sort of fatigue, or people walking away, or people are still resolved, resilient, and saying, look, we'll hold our peace and we'll vote come what may?
I think the people are ready, Diamond. Very, very patient, eager. 20 special.
Cyrus, your line is coming in broken, sir.
I'm in Monserralo.
Jeff found one spot that has got strong network connectivity and don't shake.
Yeah, I think getting me now.
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Yeah. So the people are ready resolved, unlike previous elections where there was low voter appetite. But for this one, the people are very, very reserved. Older persons, older folks are also in a queue waiting to cast their vote. So it speaks a whole lot, right? People are ready, want to form part of national decision-making process. Mind you, there's many repeated education that if you don't vote, the few that will go and vote, they will decide the fate, especially in terms of national leadership, right? So I think that message has resonated with the people very well. And so for this election, the turnout is extremely overwhelming. The people are very, very pissed, despite the long queues, despite the heat added on to in some part of this show once you could see people were very, very sweating, and people were even using some cold water just so that there cannot be any issues of casualty or people fainting, right? And so people were all in the queue during hot sun, and now it's after 4 o'clock. People are staying in the queue. People are staying in the queue from some minutes to 5. People are staying in the queue. So it speaks a whole lot to a lot of issues. People are not resolved to form part of national decision making, right? And there was some situation where I was confronted with some of the people who cast their vote said that some guys in the habit whenever they go and complete their process, they come back and they will try to intimidate people in children home here, try to intimidate people to say, oh, let's go for this, let's go for that. So I told them if people are doing such.
Okay, so Cyrus, I have to rudely, to some extent, interrupt you right there. I'll reconnect with you because we have to go to the headquarters of the National Elections Commission now and bring this press conference.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cyrus. We'll get back to you. So, folks, let's cross over now to the headquarters of the National Elections Commission to bring this live press conference.
The 2023 general elections that starts today. Without much ado, the chairperson of the National Elections Commission, Madam Irregularities, to grant answer.
Good afternoon to all. Thank you for coming. Co-chair, fellow commissioners, distinguished stakeholders, fellow Liberians, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you to the headquarters of the National Elections Commission on this election day edition of the Commission's daily press briefings. Members of the press, the National Elections Commission is pleased to report that voting began this morning, 10th October 2023, across Liberia. The reports available to the Commission indicate that most of the polling places opened on the scheduled time at 6 a.m. The polls have generally progressed well throughout the day across the country, following a very rough start that was occasioned by huge turnout of enthusiastic Liberians to cast their ballots. The Commission also reports that while voting is progressing generally across the country, there are a couple of noteworthy challenges, specifically in the southeastern counties of Sinoe and Riverside. Due to the heavy downpour of rain for the past 5 days, the Tallying River in Sinoe County, which is located on the outskirts of Greenville, overflowed its banks and crossed the main road leading to most upper centers in District 2 of Sinoe County. All efforts by the next staff to cross the river from both sides have proven futile so far. This has affected the conduct of polls in at least 11 precincts in District 2 of Sinoe County. Also, the truck carrying electoral materials to District 1 in Sinoe County got stuck in the mud in the Buto area, also due to the heavy downpour of rain and bad road. The election magistrate has arranged a fleet of motorcycles to convey the materials last night, the 9th of October, but were also challenged due to bad road, leading to late start of polls in that area. Due to the situation, the Commission will extend the voting time in those areas. In Riverside County, the Timbo River also overflowed its banks, and the light vehicles with electoral materials were unable to cross at the time. When the water receded, the vehicles carrying electoral materials arrived late at their destinations, leading to the late start of polls in those areas. Some of the precincts in Riverside District 1, Morway, opened as late as 11 a.m. Voting is continuing in the district. Members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, as we approach the closing of polls and begin the counting of votes, I urge all Liberians to remain peaceful and wait for the results, because the NEC is committed to ensuring that their votes count just as we cast them. In closing, the Commission thanks all Liberians who turned out to vote today. The NEC also thanks the over 30,000 police staff and the Commission's technical staff for their sacrifices. The Commission also appreciates the national security apparatus for helping to create the enabling environment for the conduct of polls. As we approach the close of the polls today, the Commission is assured by the Ministry of Justice that the gaps in the deployment of security has claimed their attention and they will respond immediately. Many thanks to all stakeholders and those of you in this hall for your support. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Obrigado.
Thank you. Madam Chair, my name is Gerald, appointing a rep for Front Page African newspaper. We received reports that center in Sinoe County, the people there did not vote because about 5,000 ballot papers were damaged due to the heavy rain. How do you respond to that?
Thank you for acknowledging that. In fact, we have difficulties due to nature. The Commission, as always, has responded in a way that shows Liberians that they will have to vote because it is their right, and they will have to exercise their franchise. Even if they cannot vote today, arrangements will be made for voting to take place in those areas concerned. Next.
Thank you so much, Commissioner. My name is actually born in a report for to the Liberia Television. Madam Commissioner, there is polling places where some group of people are roaming around with a tent that is not accredited by the National Election Commission. And this has caused serious loss to the polling places that we have visited. So please, can you provide clarity on who are those that are responsible to visit polling groups?
Can you please clarify a little bit by providing more information? You talked about some people having tags.
Yes. There's an issue around the Bababa era. We visited President T0240, the Apostolic Foundation High School. There's a guy there purporting to be a general supervisor of the CDC, having a tech that only have a senator of the CDC chairman Borba P. Bolu Jr. So there's the issue that there are other people who are accredited by the National Elections Commission are eligible or has the authority to visit polling places to observe how the conduct of the election is. So we want to know, is it in acknowledgement of the National Election Commission of those going to the polling places are accreditation from the NC?
I will answer your question by saying that every time we have issued to observers, there's my signature. And to attest to them, you can ask anyone here, observer, who has a tag. If it's not in the front, it will be at the back, meaning that my signature is on the tags coming from the Elections Commission. Any other tags that bear any emblem, seal, or what have you, that belongs to the National Elections Commission
and it does not have my signature on it, it is fake. The Commission has not authorized anyone to replicate its tags using our logo. We have not given authority to anyone to do so. So anyone who is doing so, they are committing fraud.
Good afternoon. My name is Chema Kalkako. I'm a journalist with Premier Times Nigeria. I have 3 questions. I think to start with clarification. So you talked about the flooding in Sinoe that started election happening. I'm not sure I heard when you talked about if the voting has commenced, and you talked about extension, for how long that extension happened. And then another question, at 12 House in Painesville, there's a report that NEC officials were tampering with ballot papers in that area. Do you have any information on this? Thank you.
On the last question, I do not have information with respect to tampering of that process. You say it's 12 houses? Okay, we'll take note of this and check it out, but I haven't received that information. When we say we will extend time, we say that if a process which should have started at 8 o'clock loses time for the voters to cast their ballots, we will add time, almost comparable to what it was. But we do everything we can to ensure that Liberians will exercise their rights. But also we want to keep it within the time frame as much as possible. So what we say is that if for any reason those who perhaps came earlier to cast their votes and the polls were not open, we urge them to come before 6 o'clock. Be on the line before 6 o'clock, so that when 6 o'clock comes, when that line is drawn by the queue controller, you will be in front of the line, moving towards the voting precinct, so that you can cast your ballot.
So it started in Sinoe, just for clarity.
Pardon me?
Voting has started in Sinoe.
There's some areas that are linked. It was just a few areas that had this issue. Again, because the vehicles carrying the materials to condition point, because of the river overflowing his banks. However, that happened, meaning that they crossed, but they started very late. So we do everything we can to complete the process. But let me assure you and assure all of us, because this is not the first time we have had these issues. The Commission is committed to ensuring that even where we have these challenges with respect to time, with respect to electoral materials not reaching the area, we will ensure that Liberians will actually vote. If it's not today, and if we have to arrange it for tomorrow, yes, they will vote.
So thank you, Madam Commissioner. I'm Nelson Colleg, and I report for the Stone Network. We visited some centers, specifically in District 14. And aside from speaking to the presiding officers, we managed to have spoken with some of the observers. And at 2 centers where we went, one issue that those observers raised was that they were initially informed that on the day of voting, there was going to be a machine or something to be able to authenticate the voter registration cards to ensure that the cards that people are carrying to register are not fake. But they said, since they got there, they've not seen anything of such. Madam Commissioner, can you confirm this information? If it is true, why isn't the machine available? And then B to that question, and then capture information from some of those observers that the papers for presidential candidates, for example, for those different candidates should be 550, but there was shortages. There were some that were 400, there's 549, and all of that. How do you intend to address that as well? Thank you.
Thank you very much. The commissioner can provide some information in addition to what I was saying. We are dealing with, we are humans first. If during the packaging of these bags, they were not correct, 550, it's very easy. The system works such that all they have to do is borrow ballots from the next one place to augment, while they make arrangement with the supervisors to bring in the additional ballots that created the shortage. So it's not a problem. Secondly, you say there were some observers who provided information to you regarding them saying that it will use machines. Who are those observers?
So I don't think the names are really necessary, but the centers, let me be specific. The Marvin Sunin school in District 14 is one of those places where they registered that concern. And also there was another concern from the park. There's a the park in Vartown right after the bridge. That is another area where the concern was raised.
Okay, so let me address the concern, because I think it's actually your concern. Right?
It is their concern. I'm just flagging their concern.
Okay. But the issue here is whatever information you receive, the commission says that it has never issued such information to anyone, not you, neither to any observer. We are consistent in what we have put out there to the public. From the get-go, when we made the decision that we will do biometric photo registration, looking at the funding that came to the Elections Commission, we knew very well that the funding would be inadequate to procure verifiers for the elections. Therefore, we have been announcing from time immemorial that this voting time, we will not use machines for voting. That's what we said. We said it then, we say it now. No machines are being used for voting. Yes, no machines. Have you seen any?
I didn't see any.
Okay. Next question, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. My name is Christopher from FBS. My concern has to do with disability. It's a little bit that people marking the balance, people have to lift it up at the civic web. Yes. And if school closes by 6 o'clock, can't we go through all the that? Are you taking that into consideration?
Certainly, we have received these reports. Even at the Cambridge school, we were told that the roads were dark, and the fact that night is approaching, we should do something about it. I'm informed by the operations that they have some lamps available. Of course, flashlights have always been used in our context, so it's not strange that you probably may have seen flashlights there. Flashlights also on our mobile phones, but we do the best we can to address the situation. I can assure you that.
Joyce Libby is my name in the Republic newspaper. I'm concerned about post by Adama Desta for human rights activists. And he says in a post that PUP has secret ballot papers and voting cards. Can you confirm that has that reached to the attention of the commission?
I cannot confirm that because it has not reached the National Elections Commission. But I'll show you that if anyone has any other cards other than the ones that we have printed, we will know. The
because we have security features on that that we know.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Commissioner. My name is Anthony.
And let me say something, please. If you have information like this, I'm talking to you, please. You, the lady, right, who asked the question. Okay. I'm saying to you, if you have that information, it's easy to go to the police. Even if you don't have to even come to the Elections Commission. You just tell the police and they will move on that person who has fake cards, according to you.
So that was a post as a sale. It was a post made by an individual.
Sorry, man, I didn't read it. I'm just quoting what you said to me. But I implore all of us, if we see things that are strange, that don't look like it's coming from the Elections Commission, you can reach us, or if you reach us, you can also reach to the police, and they will apprehend those people. Next question.
My name is Anthony Gray, and I work with West Region. In West Point, District 7, the magisterial court was used for the registration exercise. But today, the voting exercise was transferred from magisterial court to a center known as the Bishop Harris Depot Church. Just opposite the police station of West Point. I'm concerned, and all Liberians, people that registered at center has been raising concerns as well. Why this transfer at this time?
So what exactly is the concern?
The transfer. Registration center has been transferred, and when the register, so when they're doing that voting.
Okay, so I will tell you that firstly, these structures are not owned by the Elections Commission. We negotiate with owners of structures to make them available to us for registration as well as for elections. So if on elections day we have issues regarding us not being able to use some of these premises, we shift. We have to shift. And when we shift, it's not far from where we usually conduct business. So it's not a problem. I'm sure when you went there, you must have seen that people were voting right. Good.
Yes. Next question.
Yeah, I'm Ernest Bernard from Phone TV. My question is, if there will be an extension of the time generally due to the large turnout and slow queues.
Sorry, can you complete your question?
If that will extend the time generally due to the large turnout and slow queues.
So the what is? I'm trying to understand you, sir.
What is the question?
Due to the time and slow queues, like in Sinoe County, they just started with, if they're going to extend the time due to the slow queues.
Yeah, so I'm understanding. We have told you just very recently that we enough time. But we also encourage those who are supposed to vote in those areas that are starting late. We have a queue before 6 o'clock. And those who are in queue before 6 o'clock, they even run up to so many hours. The other person who want to complete all of them online, process them, they do their voting, and then voting ends in that particular place.
Madam Chair.
Hello. Madam Chair, good afternoon. My name is Liberi Masale, and I report for Sky Communications. You talk about a problem that you have in 2 counties, Sinoe and Riverside. I did not hear you talking much about the rest of the counties, the 13 counties. So how far is the voting process going on in those counties?
We would say that voting across the country went generally well. We ended generally on time at 8 o'clock. So the base specific, they drew out Sinoe and resources, which really have challenges in terms of getting the materials there, as well as being able to start or to continue the voting, even though our materials were late on arrival. And even now, as we speak, some materials are still being carried to other areas. We also told you that should these materials arrive very, very, very late, the procedure is the way we have operated in the past to allow those people whose materials have not reached them to exercise the franchise. What it means is that if we are to extend the voting date to next day or another few days, we will do that.
My name is D. Olivia Brown, and I report for Local Voices at UNC FM. Madam Chair, in the event of an extension, will the Commission's decision be communicated to all actors involved?
Certainly, as I'm doing now, we will inform everyone, including those who are to vote. Normally, when situations like these arise, we conduct CVE, we give some time to let the population know that elections will be held in that particular area, and our CVE personnel will go around, as well as the magistrate's office. Usually we put on the radio public service announcements, we will do jingles to get these persons from out of their homes on the particular day that we say the elections will take place.
Good evening, Madam Commissioner. I'm John Farr, and I work for the Radio Maria Liberia. Today, I was privileged to visit a few of the voting centers, and specifically in District 11. There was a situation there. A lady went to vote, and her name was on the FRR, but her picture is not seen in the FRR. And another situation at Lane Sue Primary School around the atmosphere F. There was a misspelled name of one of the voters. I want to know if this situation has reached your desk, and if so, what the Commission is doing to settle this situation. Are they going to vote, or will they not be allowed to vote as we are going fast to the closing time?
So then I want to ask you, what did you observe for these situations?
I interacted with the staff there. He said, you are going to get back to the voters. You should stay on the side. So then I had to move on to other places, so I couldn't stay there to see whether you are going to allow them to vote or not.
Okay, let me also say that we have not received this information, but thank you very much for providing it to the Commission. The issue with no photo on a card should not stop or prevent any voter from voting, because there are other information also on those cards. There the code, as well as what else? The ID number and what have you. And those information can be used to search for a particular voter in the FRR. Also, the worker in what? No, I'm still on this first part. It's possible that the networker would also find that person by using the vc.nclibrary.org by plugging in the data that's already on the card to generate the facial of that person. So it can happen. Nothing prevents the person from voting, even if the face is not there. But we have exhibition, and we have encouraged all Liberians who have issues with their cards to come to the exhibition to correct them. Surprisingly, and in fact, this is something that usually happens when we have exhibition. Only 1,000, a little over 1,000 persons showed up for that exhibition that will spend thousands, if not millions of dollars for. The process was supposed to be used to correct all of these things, including the misspelled name. Unfortunately, most Liberians, they go to the registration, but when it's time to check the details, they don't show up.
Yeah, my name is Harris Willie, and I report for Lofa TV. I am more particular, and I will be with the Madam Commissioner to provide this education for the public, because there has been many concerns from us, from the public towards us in media, perhaps to explain better. We have received a report that some political actors are in the business of jotting down the serial numbers on the voting cards. To some extent, people believe that it's being used to influence the results. While I get to understand the reasons why most of those, parties were about getting the serial numbers on the voting card. So we really would think perhaps to provide education as to whether or not the serial number has something to do to influence the results.
Did you have any occasion to engage with some of these political parties to ask them?
I have struggled to do so, but I definitely won't give me a fair understanding as to why they're doing it.
But the Elections Commission is not the one requesting serial numbers from voting cards. How should it influence the results? It doesn't.
Madam Chair, my name is Alfonso Calama, and I report for the People News Online. Around the Serena Compo School here in District number 8, we went there and we observed that people are voting, which is good, and there's a step there, upstairs, both sides. So, my question is, did you consider people with disability people can visit there?
Normally, we look for the most appropriate structure to use for registration as well as for voting. In the event that we do not get that cooperation from Liberians who own these structures, we have to make do with what we have, unfortunately. But I'm told by the operations that they have done everything possible to ensure that persons with disabilities are allowed to vote even when they are registered in structures that are elevated as we have just explained.
I want to know, how does that work? Who will be there to assist them in the process?
We have the networkers there. We have networkers at those polling places, and they are aware that they should do everything they can to assist pregnant women, women with babies, old people, people walking with cane, people in wheelchair, people who have other disabilities. And this has been going on. I know for sure because I've been going around. I've just come from Nimba County and I've witnessed such. Next question.
Yeah. I guess this is the final question. Or you talk
Is it
about
your final question or is it final question?
not final question. You talk about extension in those areas where challenges are ongoing. And I know that NEC has a timeline to release final results. 15 days, and you are giving another country or whosoever that challenge additionally, would that affect the 50-day period in announcing the final results?
It should not affect the 50-day period to announce the final results. And you see, the crafters of this law saw ahead of time that all of these circumstances, as we are explaining, will probably obtain at some point. Because inaccessibility is a big challenge for the Elections Commission, but it's a countrywide problem. So those who crafted the law said, you have the latitude of 15 days to announce the elections. And within these 15 days, if we are to conduct elections in any of those areas that have not received the materials, we will do it time enough so that we will remain within that 15-day period. So perhaps we can take another 2 more questions and then we'll...
Yeah, we're taking from there and then we'll do.
Okay, so this is my final question from the Housing Colette. Listening to the information provided with respect to the challenges encountered in the counties you just mentioned, one of the concerned as to why didn't the NEC consider another means of transportation, considering that people, especially who want to get to other parts of the country, sometimes will go there even by chopper, by helicopter, rather than the conventional means. Did NEC at any point in time consider an alternative, when it comes to how to get those boxes or those ballot election materials, considering how crucial the election is?
Yes, the Elections Commission talked about all of these things during our planning process. You recall that we had this issue before. This is not the first time, and this time around, like we did in the past, we hired commercial boats by the ocean to convey our materials to the southeastern region. And then at the port, they will be met on arrival by the magistrate's office on the vehicles. We mount those materials on the vehicles and drive them into the counties where they will be offloaded at the magistrate offices. It is in our practice to use motorbikes. We also use, as we say in Liberia, canoe. We use motors to carry these materials. We consider at some point to use helicopter, but then again it goes right back to you. While we're thinking about it and perhaps discuss that in some meetings with IPCC members, it just went wild that we were using one of the candidates' a helicopter to convey our materials, which of course was a lie. I'm sorry to say that like that. But again, the land transport that we are using, we showed that they will make it. And so we deployed much early. We deployed early enough. Some of these materials could be taken in the last 7 to 8 days to get to the destination. But I think the rain is just too much this year, and the mud is just too much. I'm sure you have seen photographs of trucks being stuck. Even motorbikes have had issues. So the remedy here is that if our materials do not get to the point, we will conduct elections in another time.
Thank you.
Yes, Madam Chair, my name is Gerald, coordinating again by Front Page Africa. For the second time, in this entire presidential and legislative elections, what are the main challenges this commission is faced with, and what lessons have you learned so that you can put in place to address in future elections?
I would say to you that currently the big challenge the commission has is what comes out in the press. There's just too much disinformation. Can you imagine the other day someone told a relative of mine that, oh, did you hear? They arrested a chairperson over in jail. And I'm here, I'm walking around doing my work. But it came through the press. The other day they said I had now moved from my house. I was living in the US Embassy. Is the ambassador here? Have you seen me anywhere around? But it comes out in the press. So on a serious note, I'm saying we do everything we can to give you the correct information. And please come here. But if we allow the politics to carry us for whatever reason, then of course we can understand the distortion in the information that is out there. We're doing our best, and we expect that the press will do its best. Because if we jeopardize the peace by way of hate speech perpetrated not just by the press, but the rest of our members, then we will be hearing for situations that we really don't want to happen in this country. So the press also has the role to ensure that they inform the Liberian people about the right information at the right time. That is so important. I've been a broadcast journalist for more than 20 years. Our time far different from this time. And I'm not abusing it because I know if I put my hand too much on the press, they're gonna get me again. Yeah. So please, let's do it together. That's what I'm saying. You do good most of the time, but sometimes you exacerbate the problem that's coming from sometimes the politics that permeates the electoral period. Last question, please.
Madam Chair, Banking Akerele here, Chair of the Board of Anti-Brooks Women's Situation Room. Two issues. One, could you please clarify what appears to be being going around that Sinoe is being delayed because of wet ballots? We'd like to get some understanding of the validity or otherwise of it. But the second point, I really want to pat your people on the back in connection with the issue of the disabled. I don't have the exact reason, one of our people will send it, but there was a case where one of our observers went for observation, and there was a blind man who could not manage the voting process, and he needed help. And your people at the precinct asked for help from one of our observers, and they allowed the observer to go in and help the blind person for his voting. I think it was very commendable of your people there. They could have said no, they could have denied it, but I believe it showed a thought process, which is commendable, and I want to say this item of commendation. We'll give you the full title of the person and the man, but it follows from the issue that was raised earlier about the disabled and what you are doing. So I just wanted to give a word of commendation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me say on the issue of wet ballots in Sinoe County. This is not at my desk. Most of what we've heard has been by way of the radio and what have you. We expect our magistrate to speak to the issue, and then we will be able to provide that information. However, if our ballots on its way to the precinct and then to the polling place, if the boat or the canoe capsized and those ballots are wet, and they are being dried or they await new ballots to come, I assure you that elections will be held in those places where we have problems with the ballots. Those are some of the risks that the staff take when we get in canoes and canoe capsize. Even though most often we wrap the ballots first in the plastic that we come with, and we put them in, as we see, bottomless bag. But if they get really soaked in the water for a long period, the water seeps into those bags, it goes in the bag. Yeah, so that's not a problem. We have elections to be held in those areas.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and members of the Board of Commissioners. Thank you very much, our partners, local, international. The press will be here tomorrow again, same time. Thank you very much for coming.
Well, well, that's it. You just listened to a special a press conference here from the National Elections And well, addressing the conference today was Met Boss, Madam Director Brown Lassana, and of course addressing some of the challenges faced by the National Elections Commission in some counties, specifically Sinoe, due to the situation of, due to the overflowing of the water bank, the Timbo River, and something which affected election materials that were being transported to that part of the country. And of course, you also listen to the neck boss. Well, Diamond, I don't know whether you're there, but unfortunately, uh, I'm totally out of control. I'm not getting any audio. I don't know what I'm on the radio. I can hear you, Nelson. I can hear you, and we've been feeding off your audio, Nelson. Diamond, am I live? Yes, you are, Nelson. You are live, and we've been listening to the press conference via your feed. Wow. So, student, if you are there, you can take over because I have some issues here, which is. All right, so we'll definitely do that, Nelson. We'll keep your video feed opened. And we will then continue with the program. Just a recap from this NEC press conference. You know, it's mind-boggling, it's baffling that the head of such a very, very, very important institution will always put up the posture of that condescending kind of posture. And when questions are posed, it's always reflective in answering, the questions, and makes it look like, these questions are more of an attack rather than people trying to get information. So you have to put up a defensive posture and always try to reflect the questions asked. That can be done. You have to be a receptive person. You can put up yourself like the smartest person in Liberia. It doesn't work like that. Once you are about to serve in such a position as you are, you should be willing to be receptive and to answer questions, especially the kind of position that you occupy. You can be seen as someone who comes across as arrogant. And whenever questions are asked, you always want to reflect the question or deflect the questions and make it look like, these questions are a personal attack on you. No, Madam Brown Lasana, you need to work on that, man, with all due respect. A journalist asked a very sensitive question. Looking at the long queues, looking at the time that is left for voting, you only mentioned Sinoe, and River says, some parts of Sinoe and River says that there might be an extension. You already said there will be extensions as well. What about Montserrado, Nimba, the rest of the 13 counties, that there are still people in long queues and all of these things? Are you looking to say you give an extension officially, or your workers will be left to do things at their own discretion? It was a question he asked the person, what do you mean by the question? Can you repeat the question? Like, come on, man, let's stop these things. Let's be serious. Let's be real. Let's be receptive. There's national issues we're talking about. Let's go to the point. So to the NEC press conference, this is just a recap. So the chairperson of the NEC, Madam Deviata Brown Lasana, did admit that the NEC, have faced issues. They've had a rough start due to the huge turnout. And if I had been in that press conference, I would have asked you the question, ma'am. Didn't you anticipate that there would have been a huge turnout based on the number of persons that you registered? Did you anticipate, upon all of the civic education and all of the publicity that you did carry out, didn't you anticipate that people will come out in large numbers to vote? Or you were of the mindset that people wouldn't come out to vote, so your staff weren't prepared? Are you saying that those staff were not trained to deal with the total number of voters, registered voters at the voting precincts, that these crowds overwhelmed them? That is a question. That is a valid question. Because if you've got people, NEC staff, whether temporary or permanent staff, and they look confused as to what to do and what not to do because, they see the crowd. What were they trained for then? What were they trained for? Were they not trained that this is the number of people who come to vote at a particular voting precinct? That's the question. She said, yes, they admitted that they've had a rough start and a couple of challenges due to the huge turnout, Liberians turning out in large numbers. And she also did confirm what our reporter said to us from Sinoe County concerning the ballots, that did get wet, and the late arrival of ballots due to the truck and other election materials that got stuck in the mud. She did admit to those and said the ballot material, the election materials, have arrived, and they will give an extension to those people in those areas as well. All right. So the NEC chairperson also spoke to the fact that in Riverside County as well, the Timbo River overflowed its banks, and there's also going to be an extension in Riverside County, some parts of Riverside County as well. She talked about the 5,000 ballots. Again, that question, she evaded the question. She didn't confirm whether or not those ballots were wet. She rather said, oh yeah, we'll confirm from our magistrate. 5,000 ballots reported. As you said, you listened to it on the radio, Madam Brown Lasana. You listened to the news on the radio. And I'm sure you're talking about Spoon because we were flagging this. And up to now, you have not made contact with your magistrate to confirm whether 5,000 ballots did get wet. And if so, what are you going to do? He said, okay, we are now trying to get in contact with our magistrate, to know for him to speak to this issue. Then later came to say, yeah, we can tie the ballots in plastic. And if they stay long in water, these are the challenges we use. What about alternative means? Well, we thought about that. Madam, come to the table prepared to answer our questions, our valid questions as well. And you have a journalism background. So you should be prepared to answer questions and not leave them open-ended and people have to decide or decipher what you mean. Be direct and answer the questions. I know you are a journalist and you also a lawyer, so you don't want to cross some lines, but you have to answer the questions so that we can hold you accountable to the answers that you gave us. All right, folks, time here in Liberia is 26 minutes to 6 p.m. and 6 p.m. officially polls will be closed if the NEC does not come out to officially announce an extension. But the rule is, once you in the queue before 6 p.m., you are going to vote. So don't sit and say, oh, it's 26 minutes to 6, so no need. Please go out there. If you haven't voted, go and form part of the queue, so that when the queue controller comes to the end of the queue at 6 p.m., you would be in that queue. Go and vote. Go and vote. Go and vote. If you haven't voted, go and form part of the queue. This is everybody's business. Go out there and form part of the queue. If you were nagging, say, oh, after some time, I will go and vote. Go now and form part of the queue. Don't wait for 6 p.m. to say 6 p.m. I'll be there, I'll be there on the dot. No, go and be in the queue. And then when the queue controller comes to the end of the queue at 6 p.m., if there is no official extension made by NEC, you be in the queue and you cast your vote. If these elections are very important to you, as it should be, go out there and vote. This only comes around once in 6 years. Go out there and vote, my people. Don't sit down home. Later you can't complain. I'm calling from the most abandoned district. No, you go and form part of the decision making, so you can call from the most abandoned district. So you can call from the most neglected district. So if you sit and allow other people to make decisions for you in the name of, oh, I don't want to go out, and I've been here for too long. Tomorrow that you will be calling and say you're calling for the most abandoned district. You're calling for the most neglected district. You disappointed in X, Y, and Z. Go and form part of decision making. Go and form part of decision making. Get out and go vote. Yeah, get out and go vote. If you've been hyped up for these elections, you've waited for this day, go in a queue and go vote. Get up and go vote. Why are you sitting? Go vote. Go and vote. Go and form part of the queue. The rule says when it's 6 o'clock and you're in that queue and the queue controller stands at a point that is beyond you, you are counted as being part of the queue. So you would vote. Go and vote. Start a campaign, say, start calling your friend. You don't vote, go vote. Each one encourage one. Go vote, go vote, go vote, go vote, go vote. That should be trending. Go and vote. Don't come here to come make excuses tomorrow. So, I'm calling for the most abandoned district. I'm calling for the most neglected district. Go and vote. Go and vote. The same energy you can get for different things. You can go around 12 and come back around 6 in the morning. Go vote if it's important to you. You can spend 6 to 6 at places. Go vote if it's important to you. If it is important to you, as of now, I cannot confirm that the NEC has given an extension on voting in Montserrado and other counties, except for some parts of Sinoe and Riverside counties. So as it stands, if you are not in the queue at 6 p.m., the same way we can spend hours on the phone, giving tea and gist and all these things. Call your friend. But have you voted? Oh no, you haven't. Go in the queue and go and vote. Go and vote. You can tell one person one thing, because we know our people. Go vote. Tomorrow, like, you will be on the phone speaking big grammar, forming all kinds of auxiliaries and movements and all sorts of nomenclature you come away to present and represent your plights. This is the opportunity. This is the time. This is what has been afforded you. Go and vote. You get your own. Remember that story where the guys went to the window and they were supposed to take something, and each person, got their hand beaten or whatever it is. Yeah, I get my own, I get my own. Let the indelible ink, the blue ink, be the flexing thing now. Yeah. Have you done yours? Yes, I've done mine. If you haven't, go and do yours. Let this go. Inform your friends. They still have got 18 minutes. Wherever you registered is not far from your residence. Choose a place based on your convenience. Go there. Go there. Yes, Ellen Snotton, I have voted. This is my thumb with the blue ink. I have voted. Yeah. Go and vote. So we'll keep encouraging you. We'll go for a short musical break. Once we get back, we are going to continue with our coverage from across the country. The Spoon Talk team are going to join in on this coverage. I see Patrick Honda is also in the background. He's going to join in on this coverage as well. Remember, this is a joint coverage. The Spoon Network and One Media House, the owners of Punch FM and Punch TV, they form part of this collaboration. And you see Mr. Honda and the rest of the guys on the show from the Punch FM angle. You see former CEO Stanton Witherspoon, Mr. Eugene Lamy Fagon, the rest of the guys, Ambula Mame, and the rest of the guys from the Spoon Talk crew, including Dr. Francine Chino with Richardson. They're all going to come on, and we are going to tarry tonight. We are going to tarry tonight. Someone said, Damo, you've been here all day since 8 a.m. this morning. Yes. This is a call to national duty. When that call comes, you must heed and uphold your own stand. This is my way of being patriotic and being nationalistic. So if it means I wouldn't sleep, as Nelson does most of the time, it doesn't matter. We have to be here to inform our people. Thousands and tens of thousands of Liberians depend on the Spoon Network for credible information, and we will be here to provide you that. Go and vote. Go and vote. You asking me? I have voted. Yeah, my evidence here. Ask your friend, have you voted? Yes, I have voted. Yeah, my evidence here. Show your evidence. Flex with it. You can flex with the iPhones and the flip phones and the rest of these things. Flex with it. Go and vote. Be responsible. Be a patriotic citizen. Go and vote. Yes, go and vote. All right, so let's take this break. We'll be right back after this break. And once we get back, we'll cut across to our county correspondents and our guys covering Monserrado County, and we'll bring to you real-time information. All right, so we'll take this break. Right back. Just start making those calls. Go and vote. Go and vote. But have you voted? Yeah. Okay. Let me see. Show me your finger. Let me see. Yeah. Go vote. Go vote. Go vote. Go vote. Go vote. Go and vote. Let this trend and let our people vote so that tomorrow we wouldn't hear all sorts of names coming up. Disappointed this, abandoned this. We not getting one this and this and this. Go vote. Go form part of the decision. Go vote so that you can be a part of it. All right. Call your friend. Call your friend, tag your friend. But have you voted? Yeah. Blue finger flex. Call it whatever name you want to call it. Brand it any sort of way you want to brand it. Flex with your ink on your finger that you voted. Encourage others to go and be in the queue. Don't tell them it's late. It's not. They have time to go and be in the queue. You have to be in the queue 6 o'clock. Before and on 6 o'clock, you have to be there. You have to. Once you're in that queue, and the queue controller comes and he looks at his watch and says, okay, it's 6. I stop right here and I mark. Anybody that comes after this point, you are not going to enter. Then you'd be like, oh, I ever knew, and blah, blah, blah. The inked finger challenge. So Charles J. Young says the ink finger challenge. Well, here's my inked finger, and I can flex with it as well. When you ask me, I have voted, and I'm encouraging you to go out there and vote. All right. Let's take this break and we'll be right back. All right, give it a minute. Even the song said I won't go for it, so I won't play. All right, let me get this song to play. And
of Liberia is flying on the time. Showing your allegiance, showing loyalty to this nation, Liberia. The flag of Liberia is flying on the time. Showing allegiance, showing loyalty to this nation. security. The star is one republic, the blue sea is for black people. We know Liberia is our home. The Declaration of Independence was signed in 1847. 11 nations of people, we are known as First Republic. The Lone Star shining evermore. Of Liberia, it's flying on the time. Show your allegiance, show your loyalty to this nation, Liberia. If my people who are over money, we humble themselves and seek my face. I will rise and heal their nation. Liberia will rise again. Nations will come to your rising. I prophesy. Kingdom will come to your light. Together, let's keep the peace. Cause in unity we will build our nation. Arise, Liberia, arise. Arise and take your place. Whatever the workers are eating, arise and take your place. The flag of Liberia is flying on. It's flying on the sun. Join allegiance, join loyalty to this nation. Liberia, in union, success is love. It's flying on the sun. Join loyalty to this nation. Liberia, in union, success is love. In unity, we will build our nation. In unity, Liberia, we focus on no life. We focus on prosperity. We focus on peace in this nation. I pledge allegiance to the flag of Liberia and to the republic for which it stands. Freedom, freedom, hail Liberia.
EP producer.
Freedom, freedom, hail Liberia. Freedom, freedom, hail Liberia. Of Liberia, it's flying on the time. Show your allegiance, show your loyalty to this nation, Liberia. The flag of Liberia is flying on the time. Show your allegiance, show your loyalty to this nation, Liberia. The red on the flag stands for bravery. The white on the flag stands for purity. The star is for republic. The blue sea is for black people. We know Liberia is our home. The Declaration of Independence was signed in 1847. 11 nations of people, we are known as First Republic. The Lone Star shining evermore. Of Liberia, it's flying on the sun. Show your allegiance, show your loyalty to this nation, Liberia. If my people who are over money, we humble themselves and seek my face. I will rise and heal their nation. Liberia will rise again. Nations will come to your rising. I prophesy. Kingdom will come to your light. Together, let's keep the peace. Cause in unity, we will build our nation. Arise, Liberia, arise. Arise and take your place. Whatever the workers are busy, arise and take your place. The flag of Liberia is flying on. It's flying on the sun. Join allegiance, join loyalty to this nation. Liberia, in union, success is love. It's flying on the sun. Join loyalty to this nation. Liberia, in union, success is love. In unity, we will build our nation. In unity, Liberia, we promise us no life. We promise us prosperity. We promise us peace in this nation. I pledge allegiance to the flag of Liberia and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'm feeling the vibes with originalhits.com. Crazy.
Download your favorite song at originalhits.com.
Feeling of liberty. You want spoiling intended to poverty. Fuel our politics. Politicians used to live up to their promises. But this time like politics. They will lie, they will use you like shoe and polish it. Banana, we not voting by tribe. We not voting by religion. We not voting tradition, friendship, or relationship. You better go for your future. Don't say you're born at your future. Brother, go for your future. Mama, go for your future. What do you want? If I give you my future, what you want?
So that's what you have to do. You have to vote for your country. You have to vote for your future. You have to vote for yourself. You still have got minutes to be in a line. Go stand in line. Go stand in line.
What do you want?
At least when it says o'clock and me you in a line, you will still vote. That's what the law says. So go stand in line. Don't come be acting weak. Don't come be acting discouraged. We saw the way people went out there this morning. You know, people decided that they are going to express themselves by using their ballot. Go there and go vote. Go stand in line and go vote. You still got time. 2 minutes, let me see. Yeah, you still got 3 minutes to be in a line. Go stand in a line. Somebody just sent me a text message and said, "Don't start saying Q, start saying Q." Say, let our people go stand in a line. Yeah, a lot of people go stand in a line.
In the line stand, somehow y'all go stand on the line.
Y'all go stand on the line. Y'all go on the voting line. Go stand there. Yeah, go stand there. Let the queue controller come papa you and say, okay, yeah, you on the line. Go there. Vote for your future. Vote for your country. Vote for yourself.
It's about to go down.
Yeah. All of the preparations after everything, we're still looking to see whether the NEC is going to give an extension, but from all indications, the chairperson of the NEC didn't speak to anything concerning, an extension, though she said in parts of Sinoe. Remember the story where our correspondent told us that the truck got stuck in the mud and the driver said the battery had acid water problem, and the ballots being wet in some parts of Sinoe, similar in Riverside. So she said those parts, those affected parts, there will be an extension, and if there needs be for them to vote another day, which is tomorrow, they are going to announce that. But generally, based on what was reported, the slow queues and all of those things, whether the NEC is going to say, okay, we've given an extension, that's yet to be pronounced. So with all things remaining constant, you on a line? You on a line? You don't vote, you get a B? Yeah, man, yeah. If not, you blame yourself. You can come by here tomorrow and can say, I'm calling for the most abandoned district. Yeah, because you chose not to form part of the decision. Yeah. are calling for the elected district because you chose not to form part of decision making.
Barbara needs attention.
What happened to him again?
Barbara, when he posted on social media saying after Sylvester, tell me voted a man went to your hospital. Oh God. Yeah, so at least we did well.
It's 6 o'clock.
It's 6 o'clock in
It's 6 o'clock.
Liberia.
It's 6
So those
o'clock
who
in
are in the
Liberia.
queue, those who are in the
Yeah.
queue, they are going to vote. It doesn't matter how long it takes, they will vote. Yeah.
Once you there, my people, this 6 o'clock, at 6 o'clock here, I'm checking the NEC's website, checking their page, their official Facebook page, to see whether or not there's going to be any form of pronouncement concerning extension or not. I didn't get that from the chairperson of the National Elections Commission, Madam Deviata Barlasana. Rather, she did admit to the fact that they had a rough start, though they experienced huge turnout. They had a couple of challenges. Sinoe and Riverside, she talked about the overflowing of the river banks in both Sinoe and Riverside that led to election materials not being delivered on.
There is a report coming from district number 10 about growing tension by our correspondent, Sylvester Chuluple. He's saying several people were denied voting as their names were already checked. So he's saying people's names were checked, but they were denied. So I don't know why.
Yeah, that's our district number 10. I reported a similar situation like that with a lady. She said she went to vote. Her name, she had been told that she had voted. So let's bring Sylvester Cholople on the line quickly to bring us up to speed with the latest from that part of district number 10, Montserrado County. What exactly is unfolding? Let's call Sylvester Cholople quickly. To bring us up to speed.
Liberian people get talked to. They say why they did not ask for Joey headquarter to carry the voting material. Liberian get talked.
So I see Mr. Patrick Honda is set from the Punch FM angle.
Imagine a Patrick Honda coming on. It reminds me of the 2011 election.
It's also said, we've got Sylvester Cholople on the line. Sylvester, how are you?
I'm good, Damon. Thank you.
What's going on? You just sent a lead in the group that there seems to be tension brewing in a particular place there in district number 10. What's going on?
Most definitely. So from where Heston School in district 10, Montserrado County, about 30 to 45 minutes ago, a growing tension was actually here. This actually happened due to several people who earlier on came to do their voting. But unfortunately, when they came, according to those that are on the scene that we spoke to, when they came, their names were already checked and they were denied of voting. So they did not vote, or they did not cast their vote, and they wanted to vote, but they said no. Your names have been checked, already voted, so you guys cannot vote. So those people they left the scene, but other people stay with me here, resisting that they should vote. So that's how NOS, started to come about, and the whole place turned, had to scatter actually. So on the same issue, the leader that we just spoke to said that a staff for NEC also confirmed that those that wanted to vote but they were denied, they were not to be denied because they did not get blue ink in their on their fingers. So once they don't have a blue ink on their fingers, that means they never voted. However, on the street, it has been appeared that they have already done voting. So that's the issue actually, this precinct actually been, facing. Damon.
So you said the tension has subsided. Let's talk a bit.
Definitely, it has reduced.
Where you are right now, tell us the length of the queue, because it's now after 6 p.m. Are there people staying in the queue, and if so, how long are those queues you're looking at?
For this particular area, it's not really that jam like other precincts or polling centers. They just locked the gates that no one is allowed to enter besides those that are already in. But those that are also in, they are not really many compared to other polling centers or precincts. So the queues are not really long. And I mean, I can say in the next maybe an hour or two, so the entire place will be clear, because those are in there, they are not many that much.
But an hour or two,
Yes.
It will take 2 hours.
That's
One or
not,
two
that's
hours
not
is
even been
the process, so that's why I'm assuming that. Yes.
Let's talk about security presence. It's getting dark in our country. Tell us about the presence of security at that particular voting precinct, though the gates have been locked.
Of course, I'm seeing about, I think 2 officers from the Liberia National Police are currently here, Damon. Yeah, officers from the Liberia National Police are here.
All right, Cholople. We'll keep an eye on that situation. Thank you again.
Thank you so much.
All right. So I do see a senior colleague, a senior brother, Mr. Patrick Honda, is in the back. I do see as well Mo Ali is also in the back. But before we go across the country to speak to our reporters, let me say good evening to both of them. And if they've got any opening comments to make before we move, they can make that, beginning with Mr. Patrick Honda.
But more losing your face now. We do nothing to you. We do nothing to you, Papa.
Yeah, Mr. Honda, you have to unmute yourself.
Okay. This guy has to come and help me. This kind of sophisticated gadget, you know. So Victor is there trying to help me. I need to unmute. So can you hear me now?
Loud and clear.
Very well. Good evening to you, and good evening to James. Good evening to Mo Ali, who's also right here. A great day today. We have a lot to cover.
Patrick, please mute more. Yeah, you only one person should be on mute. Okay. Then you can speak now. No.
So when
Patrick, you can unmute yourself. No, we're not hearing you. Patrick, unmute yourself and mute more. We're not
trying to sort that out. So
when you unmute, there will be echo.
Okay, yeah, one person should be muted and one person on mute. Okay.
All right, so while we're trying to get it,
is it better now?
To go across.
Yes, if you want to be more like this, then you mute yourself. But
so can you hear me now?
Yeah,
yes, loud and clear. We can hear you.
Great.
So just leave it as it is. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, tell it that.
All right.
So, Mr. Honda, give us your introductory statement, your opening before we move to speak to Mo as well. We just want to come up with what you've noticed during this entire process since it started.
Well, I think this has been...
No.
Mo, you have to mute yourself.
Okay, I did.
All right,
Patrick.
All right, now you can go ahead.
So, I think this has been a remarkable day, historic day in our country's history. I've been around covering elections, at least for the most part, more than 20 years. So that's since 2005, 1996 serving the election of Mr. Charles Taylor, I voted, but I did not cover as a journalist. But I did cover in 2005 as a journalist when Madam Sirleaf and Mr. Weah went to the second round, and there were 22 candidates in the race in 2005. 22 candidates. Now there are 20, but there were 22 candidates, including Sekou Damati Kone, George Pole, Alhaji Kroma, peace be to his arches. Vanny Sherman then was on the ticket of Koto, and the list goes on and on. So I think the turnout today is something I haven't seen. Even in 2011, when Madam Sirleaf was seeking a re-election, the turnout today cannot be compared to the turnout in 2011. And the turnout today signifies either of the two. One is either that the people who are turning out today believe that Mr. Weah has done extremely well, and they are turning out today to repose confidence in the government. It's either they believe that Mr. Weah has performed, so they are turning out in numbers to say we want to keep the government as is, or they believe that Mr. Weah has performed dismally and Mr. Weah has been a colossal failure, and they are turning out today in the numbers to give him a red card as is done in football match. So those are two analyses. When you have large turnouts, huge turnouts in such a way, you want to think, why are people turning out? The question is, why do people want to turn out? Ordinarily, why would someone want to leave their home, leave the cooking, leave their families, and just turn out, stand on long queues to go to vote, as in a remarkable way as across the country as it has been done today? So that's my introductory comments.
Okay. Then what did you notice in terms of the process? We had a general complaint that it was slow paced at the initial stages because some networkers, if not majority of them, were kind of confused as to what to do. The NC chairperson said they had a rough start due to the large turnout, which you just mentioned. Did you, on your tours around, did you notice that as well?
I mean, everybody expected that there would have been a large turnout. For the most part, people expected that the excitement was huge. People wanted to express themselves through the ballot box, so there would have been a large turnout. Democracy actually calls for that. Democracy says, well, forget about the bullets and use the ballots. So if you have grievances with the one you elected or the one you would elect, you have to wait for another 6 years, or you have waited for another 6 years to elect the person that you would want to elect through the ballot and not the bullet. That's democracy. So the turnout signifies democratic tenant, in our country, and how our nascent democracy appears to be flourishing. But also, as you said, around Montserrat where I taught, I observed not only that people turned out in the numbers, but that there were small issues. Small may not necessarily be the word to use at this point, but there were issues. At one point in time, we heard about an issue at PLP, and every time people called us up, we had to send people there. They will call us up and say, well, District 10 has been an issue. 10, because what we're getting from District 10 is strange, very strange. That people voted, imposed names, that's strange. And we need to find out what has been happening in District 10. But it was clearly noticeable that District 10 would have been an issue because of the contestation in District 10. District 10 has been a battle zone. So one would have expected that District 10 would also be a battle zone during the electoral process. We see how that pans out. But across the country, across Montserrat County, people generally express themselves through the ballot. And I must say, congratulations to the Liberian people for that.
All right, thank you, Mr. Hona. Let's now go over to Mo Ali. Mo, your general observation as well in your opening. You don't need to unmute, Mo. Once they open your microphone part, we'll get you. Yeah. So let Patrick just open your microphone pad. That's all. Yeah.
Patrick, unmute as well. Patrick, just unmute.
Just unmute yourself, Mr. Honor, and then you open Mo's microphone. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Mo.
Yeah, Mo, you
Go
okay
ahead
now? We hear
now.
you. Yeah, you okay.
Okay. So firstly, there was this anxiety among many people. There were many Liberians who did not sleep, who wanted to go on the line very early to be the first to vote. They did not want to be left out. This is one time I see, the issue of violence in the campaign was a little bit high, but then on the voting day itself, the process is smooth. And I say smooth because we haven't heard of real violence anywhere except where the queues are overpacked, jam-packed, and that people want to vote. There is this hustle and tussle on the line. Normally I can hit out very hard at the police, but I want to give it up to the leadership of the police today. So far, we qualified thus far. The police 102 has been extremely responsive to me. Every time I call on a single ring, he will respond and say and ask what. And I will tell him, oh, we have an issue this way. There are some minor disruptions. And you tell me in 5 minutes time, people will be there. And I went back to check, called all of those places. Yeah, the police came and they put things under control. I thought from what I saw, they've been doing their best today, given the little logistics. I also want to say the people, their interest in this election is high. And this actually shows the Article 1, is it Article 1, Chapter 1, Article 1 of our country, where, it places the power in the people. Today you can see even the top people in the country, they are humble. They are waiting for the decision of the people. Because it's today the people can tell you, say, boss man, you are sacked. It's today the people can tell boss man, you are rehired. Your contract is renewed. It's today the people can tell you, or the people will tell you, boss man, we are giving you 6-year contract, we're sacking the other person, or we're giving you 9-year contract, we're sacking the other person. And so you see, when they say the power is vested in the people, these are the times that the people show that they have the power. And I believe that leaders, people who will be elected from this election, should reflect not to do the worst thing. When you see people getting up 3-4 in the morning to ensure that they are on the lines just to vote, you need to put yourself in order. Because when you misbehave, maybe, I'm just saying, maybe the people might not wait for 6 years to they hold that key in their hands because the Constitution gave them the power to. So those who will be elected, the onslaught in a positive way of the people at the polling station, the trooping of the people at the polling stations to decide their leaders for the next 6 years, for the next 9 years, should tell you that the people are not taking the future of the country for granted. They are not taking the future of their children for granted, that they mean well for this country, and you as leaders must also mean well for the country. And we spoke to people from across the country. There's so far not yet been any incident of violence, and we hope our people can continue in that way. We hope that the security coming to the posting hours, the counting hours, that the security will be more vigilant, because this is the time where you can, when you will have some mischievous people who just want to go and cause disruptions at certain places. So we need vigilance from the security forces. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Moali. Let's now welcome the former CEO and former lead moderator of Spoon Talk. Said Dr. Richardson is now the lead moderator of Spoon Talks. Let's bring you in, Mr. Stanton Alexander, with responsibility.
I believe
there's an echo coming.
You need to go out and come back.
Yeah. There is an echo.
No, well, I'll face it. You want to talk to more Ali. I ain't going out today. Echo, no echo, I'm going out today.
Remember, we can start reading. Remember, we can read figures. We don't want any sort of distortion where people can understand anything. They say wetting.
Yeah,
so the audio must be perfect.
My man, they give without any confusion today. I'm going out today. Y'all wait for me.
Think we'll get power to pull you outside. And before the CEO comes back, according to our reporter Sylvester Wowie in the Bannersville region, that is Bannersville Public School, counting has already started. County of Bala has already started in the Bannersville Public School area, and we hope he's going to give us a full report from there. According to him, about 413 registered voters in room 4 and 137 unused presidential ballots. So we await the result from the county.
Let me call Sylvester Worry so
Yeah,
that we get a real-time view of the counting process from that particular area.
Diamond, can you hear me? While you're doing that, I want to go to Kitman County to Kinjo and speak with Mark Rogers, because Mark has been reporting that there has been a situation there in Kitman County. We may want to hear from him. Kinjo. So this guy knows how to pronounce it because he's from Kitman County. I hope you all can get Mark. Mark, are you on the line?
Yes, I'm on the line, Patrick.
Can you all hear Mark?
Yeah.
He's perfect. So Mark, what has been happening in Kitmount?
Let's start from Kinjo, where you just mentioned about Kinjo. As we speak, they have a little over 3,000 voters that are registered there, and 8 polling places. What happened up to present, and that is a mighty era. As we speak, people are still in a very long queue, and they have started to ring in Kinjo, so they try to change the people, take the people from the queue. But we are quite aware that all polls should be closed, where people who are in queue, they remain. But the line is still long. One reason the voters are saying the commission to even additional 2 more places on that 8. There's 8 more places in one additional 2 to make it 10, so that it can fast track the process. Because the line is still long and the people are still in queue. Since this morning, it's a serious situation that they are faced with, and we have already started to fall, trying to get them from it.
But generally, everything is going on peacefully, right?
Yeah, everything is going on peacefully. One of the central that this morning they have started voting after 11 o'clock. It is Mambo in district number 3. What happened when the people went to vote this morning? The poll workers, that of the party agent on sales, they noticed the ballot box will actually be closed. We've seen the number being red, where all of them were doing the full voting sample. Unfortunately for them, when they went in there, the ballot box were already open, and people said that we cannot. This is not a town hall. This is not a township election we are conducting. This is a national election. We will not vote until you have these ballot boxes sealed. That's the only way. They were on that argument until 11 o'clock. They had to come to a dialogue, and meaning that the additional 3 hours are
no ballot paper was in the box. No ballot paper was in the box, right? Great.
It was just empty.
Okay.
And those time were on the ballot bag. So they said they were not going to vote until that ballot bag is sealed and the series number is read before they can start the process.
And that happened. It happened. Great.
3 hours before they could dialogue with that.
Mark, I will come back to you. The team will come back to you. We have the whole night to run, so that I'm going to join the other folks. Thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, so that's Mark Rogers from Cape Mount. Yeah, Patrick, what Mark is talking about early this morning, our observer there called to talk about that. What happened, I think, when they were transporting the materials, they tapped for the ballot box drop and they didn't notice it. And the people insisted that they were not voting until they can get. In fact, the network has suggested they should vote in a transparent bucket, and people said no. So what will happen when you take, after you have done the counting and you take the ballot back, the bucket from here, anybody could change what's in it. And so they insisted, and that's the kind of resistance we want from the people. Resist until the right thing is done. They did well. Kudos to them. Damo, you there?
Yeah, sorry, I was trying to get Afra Collie. Let me get back. I don't know what's happening with my feed, but we have Alfred Collie on the line. Alfred, good evening to you.
Good evening, Damo, and let me say good evening to our many listeners across Liberia.
Well, the pitch of your voice, the intensity, early night drop. Like the real time, yo, bro. Energize up. I know you've been on the field for all day long.
I just did that. I took one energy drink, so yes, I'm okay.
One energy drink. All right. So where exactly are you now?
Currently, I'm in Pinsville, to be specific, Pinsville Tower.
All right. So we have to use the link. Alfred, hold on. Let me hold you right there. Let's take Trocon.
Okay.
Okay.
You can unmute Trocon, Jim.
Yeah, he's already.
Presidential. One partially used. For the senatorial, 3 for not unused. Partially used, 1.
3 bonus unused?
Yeah.
For the representative, 3 bonus unused.
Damn.
Partially used, 1. We did not receive any ballot papers from outside. Additional ballot papers. We did not receive any, and we did not give any out. So out of the 550 that we received this morning, we will do the check and tell you how we are soon to be in this box in each of these boxes. And during the process, we never had spoiled ballot paper. No spoiled ballot paper. No discarded ballot paper.
I suggest you bring that in the screen so your viewers can see it.
We will start the reconciliation.
Yeah, like this.
So, the partially used
Those guys look tired.
we have 12. Okay, partially used, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. When you add those 12 for the 150, because I told you earlier that each of them will not carry 50
ballot papers, right? So if you add a sword to the 150, you will have 162. Am I right? For the senator, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So when we add the 18 to the 150, we get 168, right? We come with the representative. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 to the 150, we get 170. So we'll do the reconciliation first before we come to the counting and sorting. So we said it again. For the reconciliation, we begin with the presidential tax. So we'll be bringing 3 of the 2 to do the reconciliation. Please fill in the name for the bringing seal number 1 here. NEC 145709. Again, NEC 145709.
Is the second seal or the first?
No, that for
just like
yeah. We're breaking 3 of these seals.
Yes, okay.
And then we worry about that order. If you don't come in, pour another seal there. You get a number? Program seal number 2. NEC 145707. 145707. number 3. NEC 145708. 145708. We are about to do the reconciliation, please. Here, the same thing, right? So the reconciliation goes like this. We are not going to make any candidate visible right now. We are only checking for invalid. And to check the number we assume to be in this box and the number we want to make sure of. For the number to be corresponding. So our bonus is 50 each. The same way I received it. We'll finish with this and we'll check it for everybody to get it.
So the last one is a broken wrap.
Yeah, we cannot break this because we'll apply another seal. When we are done with this, bring it back and apply the seal. Yeah.
So, but Diamond, I believe that these guys doing their work as assigned exactly what they were taught to do. Patrick, are you with us? Amo, you are mute, Amo.
Yeah, it's okay.
Patrick,
more don't mute.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Diamond, are you okay? You get yours?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
All right. So, Patrick, my question is, I mean, that's the number thing they're doing, right? Can you just give us an overview? Because we'll go back to them. Once they're ready to tell you this thing, we'll go back to them. But talk to us. Give us some overview as to what we were watching.
So what they're doing right now is sorting. They're trying to check the ballot papers that can be accounted for, the ballot papers that were initially, removed from the bundle of presidential, and then we go to the senatorial and representative. It's a long process because, mind you, they have to check the presidential, senatorial, and representative slots for each polling place. But this is also happening at Calvary Mission in Queensville. It's happening in several other areas. Once we get Q of the first results,
what's going on over there, James?
No, it's okay.
All right, so go ahead, Patrick. Go ahead, talk to us.
Don't unmute. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, Patrick. Go ahead.
Yeah, you can go ahead talk. Yeah, we can hear you. Talk to us.
So as I said, they are sorting right now, and you see a very huge pile of presidential ballots. That means the turnout was actually huge. A lot of people really voted. And it'll be interesting to see how the numbers will trend. Usually, you want to see, this is District 8, because I think I see District 8 there. So this is District 8, that's the bypass, the slipway, the Perry Street, the Camp Johnson Road, Valley Town. Those are the areas there we're talking about, you know. So it's interesting.
So for our folks, we can announce that that's the Akaris Great District.
Exactly, that's Akaris Great District. So it'll be interesting to see the trend of the voting pattern for 2023 in Akaris district. In 2017, it was a completely different thing in that district, you know. And so we want to, in 2020, it was also different, because in 2020, the senatorial election, Senator DeLong won at G.W. Gibson.
Well, let me hold you right there. To make this interesting, the total registrant in that district, if I'm correct, is 36,899.
Yeah.
Let's just establish that first.
I'm not saying I'm
which is that's not one of the biggest districts, because one of the biggest districts across Montserrado County has got to be District 4.
It's actually the smallest.
That's one of the smallest districts, right? In Montserrado.
It is the
yeah.
One of the smallest districts.
Bring back more. Why is more? I hear you talking. So therefore, that's
right there.
Yeah, but Patrick, I understand something now. They're about to tally this thing. They're about to give us from the Williams V. Stockman High School. Are we doing this by precinct? Are we doing this, you know, or just the overall?
It's polling center by polling center.
Okay.
Every polling center, we tabulate their results and place it on the board.
So this polling center now is where, location-wise?
Now, it's in District 8, but I don't know.
Okay, can somebody help us, James? Can somebody tell us which one of the building, the location?
The reporter will come back to tell us
exactly. That's how we should do it. I mean, we need to know the location. We need to know which one of the school building, which one of the commercial building, and therefore we know that Akaris Great District, District number 8, now as they begin to count, because we have our documents here. We have all of our documents here. We can write these things down to give some provisional projection on the numbers. That's exactly why we are here, because our folks, the following spoon, they want everything to the minute. So my brother, so talk to us now, Patrick. The process going on, they're about to come, they sent the presidential ballot. Well, I mean, your thought. James, can you bring them back on if we are good?
We just lost him. He will come back.
But also, I understand the counting is taking place in Painesville at the Calvary Mission school there, and I'm watching live feed from there. I mean, the same sorting is taking place there. What is happening right now is sorting. The election workers have to sort out the ballot papers and make sure poll watchers are keen on observing. If it is 550 ballot papers given to each polling center, they're keen on observing how many ballot papers were disposed of for voting purposes. So that's what they're doing. And immediately after that, then they will start checking, you know, who has this and who has that. So as I said, this is going to be a long night. It's going to be a long night.
I hope you guys have eaten something.
The first results coming.
I hope you guys have eaten something. And folks, if you're not working, like we said, please call off. You want to enjoy this thing, call off. Don't go to work. You got to help us help you bring the result. Now, if you know how this thing works, like my sister, Lady Justice, we have to help the other people that have no idea how this works. So again, we ask the question, not because of us, but because of the folks out there that need some better understanding. Who do we have? Which group coming in right now, James? Mo, you want to say something while James trying to bring them on?
Yeah, so you know, at this time, obviously there is anxiety, especially for we who are at the top of the campaign. Can you imagine as a campaign spokesman, our feelings? That first result will come and there, and but I am also very, very optimistic. And you know, We are hearing some news around. Our people are telling us that there are strange movements around. There are plans to disrupt certain counting centers. We want to say this on the air so that the police and the security forces can be very, very vigilant. These elections determine our leaders for the next 6 years, for the next 9 years. And it is not something that any single Liberian should sit and think about disrupting it. So we are also calling on civilians, people who voted today, to be around to resist people who want to disrupt the process.
Exactly. I think they need to. You are right, Mo. They need to.
People should go right back to those polling centers and sit around there with the intention of helping the security forces to secure their votes. That is your vote. You heard the report of Kitman. When the people realized that the ballot bags did not have a tag, the boxes did not have a tag, they say we will not vote until you can put a tag there, until we can see the seal, and until the seal numbers can be read to every one of us. Let other citizens of this country take that. That is not taking the law into your hands. It is helping the law enforcement agency to ensure that the right things are done. Once the right things are done, Stanton, I've always told you, once the process is like that, it's on air, it's on the TV, and we all can see it. When they count that ballot in from the whole country and they see it on the TV, and they be you, my man, go sit down to your horse, or my girl, go sit down to your horse, cry or cry, and they're gonna come back, let's jubilate for the country.
Let me ask a quick question to James. James, did they turn off the reporter camera on purpose? Good day.
I'm talking to one of the reporters. I'll be back.
All right. From your end, Patrick, where are we coming from? I mean, do you have something else? Because it just looked like I saw the little, argument as to whether this guy can keep the life or tallying of those votes.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there, and then he went off stream. But I'm also watching. Maybe he can connect with Punch TV Live because they're carrying the sorting out and of ballot papers. But I just want to recount what happened in 2017. It's very important that we backtrack so that we understand where we're going. In 2017, there were clearly hot spots, and there are clearly hot spots that people need to watch out for. I mean, everywhere is important, but like it is in the US and other countries, people watch out for hot spots. Clearly hot spots, Florida and other areas, California and other areas. In Liberia, we watch out for what's going to happen in Montserrat County, what's coming out from Nimba, what's coming out from Lofa, what's coming out from Bong, what's coming out from Grand Bassa, what's coming out from Nimba County. Once you have a feed of what is coming out from these hot spots, you sort of have an understanding of where we're going. Very well, if there is a runoff, you already know, or you have an idea, or if there is not a runoff, you have an idea clearly of what is happening. I'm not suggesting that other areas are not important, but I'm saying, for example, in 2017, it's important that Mr. Weah won the first round, but Mr. Weah did not win 14 counties in 2017 in the first round. That is not true. He did not win 14 counties. You may recall that Mr. Bromsky won Grand Bassa. Mr. Bromsky won Grand Bassa in the first round. BYJ came first in Nimba in the first round in 2017. JNB came first in Lofa and Papo County in 2017. Of course, Mr. Weah won the rest.
Mr. Cummings came first in Maryland.
Mr. Cummings came second in Maryland.
Oh, second.
Mr. Weah came first in Maryland. Mr. Cummings came second in Maryland. JNB came third in Maryland in 2017. So that's how it was in 2017. So we want to watch out for these hot spots, and see what's coming out. Whether the vote pattern is changing in Montserrat, the vote pattern is changing in Mangibi. Yeah, go ahead.
So, Patrick, something is coming in. What is this, James? From which location?
Damo, we better explain. Damo, where is that place?
So I'm chroming a feed from Punch TV. That's the feed that I'm chroming. So we have to listen to the audio to know where exactly this is.
So we're live at Muslim Congress in District Number 10. Seals have been broken and the ballot box that contain the ballot papers of the president's candidates.
So they have a Muslim Congress in District, a Muslim, I think they have a Muslim.
And the president said they will be going to the senators and the representatives respectively. I'm pretty sure that's how it's going to work here. So if you're just joining us, welcome. The move to break the net seal. And they've opened it. She's about to give you the number. I think it's actually the last one for the presidency. Okay, yes, it's actually that's the last one. She just made clarity. It's not cannot be removed. That's what she's saying. So yeah. So folks, the name is Joseph Sokokwani Jr. bringing you this live coverage from the Muslim Congress High School in District Number 10 or Ower community. Now the seal has been opened and they're about to open. Of course, it's open now. So feature the open.
Okay.
So she just made clarity that there's a possibility that there might be representative, senator, or in the presidential ballot box due to a lack of understanding of some electorates. But the process has started. They are sorting it out now. The moment all Liberians go home and our brother have been waiting for. So as you can see in the shot, the poor quality.
So it's another one that you progress it. Check one other page. If you're hearing me, I'm okay like you, but if you're hearing me, check one other page. This guy is even progressing. Still on the punch page. Pressure. Wait, no one's coming. Trust me. Why don't you hate it?
I suffer the wonder. Now I don't tire. Now it's time to handle. With this song, she dey give me pressure, pressure, pressure. I don't tire. Now it's time to handle. With this song.
This is going to take a long time. You guys can continue with the discussion while the picture remains in the back.
So continuously they're sorting out the ballot papers here. And is the first, the presidential ballot paper. Observers, watchers are here attentively paying attention, and there are also for co-partners that are standing outside here lighting, everything they see, everything they hear. I don't know how is the audio quality, but I would like you to tell me in the comment section. I cannot, yell because we're in a confined environment. But how is the audio quality? We're coming to you from the Muslim Congress High School in Ojo, District number 2.
Patrick, Mr. Hunter. Hello.
Thank you all for the response. Thank you.
I think Patrick is frozen or something like that, right?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, so you want to quiet them, let these guys go ahead and do their content, James. You want to take them out?
Where we are.
Yes,
I'm trying to pay attention, so we're just going to have to
you can
pause
it
so
here.
that you, the audience, we can all interact.
Please check on your system.
Okay, Sylvester is watching from the US.
Okay, Patrick has problem with his internet.
All right, but pause these guys down and bring us on,
I
James.
wish I had the power to do so.
Yeah.
But I cannot.
Okay.
So, James, listen. They're going to do all the sorting and everything else. Then we're going to start sending in the numbers, right?
Yes, that's.
But everything we are saying so far, the Montserrat, though.
Yeah, that's about the next 30 minutes to 1 hour. Then numbers will start coming in. But for now, they are still doing the sorting out. From there, they will start checking presidential ballot. When they finish, they tell you who the candidate that will receive the numbers that each candidate will receive, and then they go to senator, representative.
So, Diamond, here we are. This thing going to be a long night. Seriously, it's like 8 o'clock in Liberia right now. 2 minutes to 8. So everybody is just glued right now. Everybody, they are just focused right now. We got to make this thing right. We just lost Patrick Honda and Punch FM. I think you guys are reconnecting with them. And once the numbers start coming in, we're ready with our sheets to go through those numbers. What are you hearing outside of Montserrat County? What are you hearing, Damo?
Well, I haven't, turned my ears to outside of Montserrat County because I've been focused on coordinating what our coverage and our reporters should be like when it comes to the figures, just reiterating. So give me a minute or two because I've got all of the county correspondents on standby, and I've been informed that counting has begun in most parts of Nimba, as well as some parts of Margibi County, Bong. So, and in River G as well, they started sorting and counting has begun at some poll voting
I
precincts
must
in River
interrupt
G.
you real quick. I must interrupt you because it's 7 o'clock. But so that is to say, all voting have stopped, right, Damo?
No, I can tell you all voting has stopped
Okay.
because some places people didn't vote early. They had some issues. And once you're in the queue before 6 o'clock, you should be allowed to vote. So there's
All
still
right.
some voting ongoing at other places. So I can tell you that all over the country, voting has stopped. No,
Once you
they're
are
starting with
online, I'm not going to say queue, but once you are online, you got to remain online. Once the
before 6 o'clock.
Before 6 o'clock, you got to stay there. You got to vote. They will give you the chance to vote. If they stop you, you have to call. You have to call attention. Correct?
Yes, because the queue controller, the person who controls the line, when it's 6 o'clock on the dot, he or she stands at the back of the last person.
Okay.
Yes, he or she stands at the back of the last person. Thereby, no one else will be allowed beyond the queue controller. So, if you are ushered in, if it's a place that has got a gate, the gate will be closed.
I understand you still saying queue for the sake of our people. You mean the line, not queue.
Yes,
Once
queue
you
the
are
line.
online, you got to stay online. The men that behind you will come and drag you for you to cast your vote. Even if that you're the last person, don't you leave. You got to remain.
Yeah. So people are still voting parts of the country. That is a fact. So we can tell you that polls have closed all over the country. The legal voting time has ended, but as per the NEC law, once you on a line before 6 o'clock and the queue controller, make sure that you the last person, no one else comes after that person, you will be allowed to vote. You must be allowed to vote. So that is that. So I'm looking at pictures coming in. They've already started counting at the Keneja school where President Weah did cast his ballot. I'm looking at pictures coming in. The Isaac Tondo Public School also, they've started that process. People still in the queue there at the Isaac Tondo Public School. I'm looking at the Pinsville Community School, PCS in Joba. They've started the tallying process there as well. So counting has also begun at Kings Farm Public School, Lower Carisburg, District Number 1, Monserrado County. So we are going to do our best. What we've been informed about is once our reporters are in the room before the doors are shut, you'll be allowed to be there and take the tallying, the sorting, tallying, and counting live. But if you're outside and they start that process, they wouldn't allow you entry. Yeah, they wouldn't allow you entry. So you have to do it from the window or somewhere else. So all of our guys are listening. If you are not able to make your entry into the room before they start the process, just stand at the window, put your camera there, and show us what's happening in there. As much as possible, we need the video feeds. We need the pictures. We need everything. Remember, we want the tally sheets in real time as well. Yeah. So at the Waypo Multilateral High School campus in District Number 1, River G, they've also started the sorting, and the process is ongoing. So in real time, we'll be getting the information. We'll be sending the pictures where we cannot get live video.
It's going to be a long night. It's going to be a long night. This thing going to run into 20. It's going to run into October 11. Sit back, relax. I have Patrick Hornet. I got Diamond Slanger. Good day. The rest of the guys will be joining us. Mo Ali is on. Also, we getting different information from different session, different precinct, different districts. So take your pen and paper, okay? If we talk about district number 8, we'll leave and run to district number 9. All depends how we receive this information. Patrick Horner. Patrick, can you hear us? I mean, are you okay? We are not hearing you. We are not hearing you, Patrick. Yeah, we're not hearing Patrick. Is that something from our end?
got 2 live feeds so far, so I want us to crisscross between the two.
Patrick, please unmute
as well. So James, just do the controlling while I'm trying to get in contact with our guys from Gomi.
Patrick is good at it. Go ahead, talk to us, Dama.
So James is just going to put on the 2 live feeds that we have.
So can you hear me now?
You good, Patrick?
Yeah,
you good.
Kindly unmute this. This is Akeneja.
District number 6.
Yeah.
That's district number 6, the place where the president we are voting.
One, 4, 2, 6, 8. I see about my money, right? So it's clear. It's clear. We have the man. It's clear, right? It's clear, yes. But before then, this morning, how many ballot paper are assigned to you guys that we receive? Right? Number 1, if we receive any additional ballot paper from another place, we ever gave ballot paper to another place? 0, right? So we say unused ballot about check it. This is okay, safety, right? For transparency, we check it, right?
So this will take the next 30 minutes before we get any number from there.
Yeah, thank you, James. We can get back to District 6, where the president voted, because, Patrick, if you can hear us, Patrick, let's bring you in now. James, you're going to pause them for a minute?
I muted them already.
Patrick, can you hear us?
Patrick, please unmute.
You muted yourself again, brother.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, you're good.
You're good.
So I just want to go quickly to Nimba County to find out what's happening there. And Franklin Dolokui is on the line from Franklin. Where exactly are you calling us from in Nimba?
Where you party voted today, and also visited Fasting Yama Public School and Sukese. Sukese is there where Prince Johnson also voted. Well, as we speak, they are not there to pull any result out yet.
But has counting begun?
Yes, as we speak, they are counting to the polling center.
And can you hear the names that are coming quite often, or they are still sorting out?
No, they are reaching,
Okay. Yeah.
And
So it's literally the same thing happening across the country. They're still sorting out. There has not been the fresh result coming out yet. Okay, Franklin, once we get the fresh result coming from Ganta, let us know, right?
All right.
Thank you. So, Stanton, that's it from Nimba. Ganta. You heard Franklin from Ganta. They're still sorting out things there in Ganta.
Yes, and like I said, this is going to continue in the next 30 minutes or 1 hour plus. This will continue. Maybe we will start getting numbers coming in beyond 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock.
Somebody is muted. Stanton is
muted.
muted.
I think the CEO is on the call.
Yeah, I'm here. The same Patrick, the same folks calling from all over the country, man. You are right. Everybody doing the same thing. People are sorting all these ballots coming up, and the results will be coming in the next 30 minutes or an hour. So this is where we are. We just got to watch it. We got to give them a chance. The process got to go on.
And interestingly, at this point, anxiety is so high. People are at the edges right now. People want to know once the first result comes in, people can sort of now cushion in. But more literally is walking in and out.
I mean, why is that? Why? Listen, come on, Patrick. Listen, you know exactly what you have done. You know the turnout. Okay, let's just talk because
Mo wants you to get in contact. Mo says you should call him urgently. Yeah, let me tell you that right now.
I'm calling.
Yeah, call him urgently. So just leave the screen and call Mo.
But then you do your own talking, you gotta get him up.
All right. So I mean, as we were talking, sorting out is going on right now, and people are trying to get to make sure that the ballot papers collate with the number of counts that the poll watchers have in their various pads and all of that. Once that happens, then they will start announcing. They will start calling, the presidential candidates and announcing their results. And rest assured, once that happens, we will bring it live to your screen. Relax yourselves. Relax yourselves. You know the effort you've put into this campaign. You know where you should be, right?
Yes. Every candidate, I'm sure they are relaxing. The party folks know the time they put in. CDC knows the time. ANC. So at this time, everyone will tell you I'm going to win. Yeah. At this time, everyone is going to tell you I'm winning. We will only know that after the first preliminary result from the National Elections Commission. Then we're going to know who's moving and who's dropping. But now, yeah, we're just going to be sitting and looking at you people. Damin leading. That's how it's going to be like.
It's actually really interesting and too many text messages about what people expect. I think that should be some. Mama, when you come here, jump in at that. Let's go to Nimba County and talk to Emmanuel.
We can go there. Get to the person.
Emmanuel, do we have the first set of results coming in now?
No, most of the senators are trying to conclude. We have a huge voter turnout, and the process has been very slow. So most of the senators are passed to the theory are having the last number of voters in queue. And I want to point out that voting will continue
in Bong Mines. Voting, you say? So voting is still continuing in Bong Mines? We're losing you. Your line is bad, Emmanuel. Sorry, you have to call us back, Emmanuel. Your line is terrible. So we'll rejoin Emmanuel once he gets reconnected to us. But you were just saying voting seems to still be continuing in some areas. Amazing, given the fact that You know, it's dark, pretty dark out there, and with the lighting system.
Yeah, that's my
who watches
fear.
out there, like?
Yeah, that's my fear. No light. Liberia is completely dark, and people stay voting. And I know that is as a result of
He's
the
back on the
election
line.
laws.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
As we speak, there are more than 500 people staying in queue. I will have to interrupt you so we can go to District 6 polling place right now. I think that we should take this live feed. They are calling the numbers. Audio.
Yeah, let's go to District 6. They're doing something.
Chauncey, Emmanuel Chauncey, somebody checking. You peeking it.
You are not muted.
Yeah, Patrick. Try to mute yourself, bro.
I just muted him. We're hearing everything.
There's no mark on this ballot. Oh, okay. On the symbol, right? It goes. But the food activity is clear. Oh, okay. The food activity is clear. It's a ballot book. What you do? Yeah, what they cross is no problem. It's a ballot book. Yeah. Yes. One vote, right? Enos, right? Yeah. Enos. Yeah.
They started with representative.
No.
We're not hearing you.
Yeah, I said let's move on because they're doing the representative thing yet.
Yeah,
right?
continue.
Patrick, let me ask you a question. I'm accurate, right, Patrick? I'm getting information though about some Sabu unit, Patrick. What is Sabu unit in Liberia that people want to put out? Listen, let's try to be very careful as to what we want to say here, but also let's try to just give the people the information. Sometimes this information are true. What's Sabu unit doing on the street again? Is there any Sabu unit on the street? Are they planning to hit the street? What's going on, Patrick? What you hearing? You muted, Patrick. You muted. You gotta hit that unmute. Hit the unmute button.
I muted him already.
Yeah, he muted me. Am I okay now?
Yeah,
you're okay.
Can you hear me? So I was saying I haven't heard about Sabu unit on the streets as at tonight, but I know very well
they
that
are planning to hit. They are planning to hit the street, Patrick.
Sabu unit is associated with the Congress for Democratic Change. Clearly, period. They're associated with the Congress for
So I
Democratic
know
Change.
we're going to
So
watch
once
internationally. I want to be very clear. Yes. Yes. Talk to me. Talk to me.
So once you say you are hearing that they're planning to hit the street, clearly it might be a fear tactic, a strategy by the CDC. That's not going to work. Remember in 2020, when DeLong won the election, at this time in 2020, when the results were coming out, we were hearing press conferences, and there were posts from somebody like Akaros Gray who said they had won GW Gibson. There's a polling center in GW Gibson that they had 124 votes, and DeLong had. All of those things were gibberish. They were lies. This is a plan. So let's stick to what we have to do, so that we try to be careful not to fear, but equally be keen on the information that we are getting, so that we can process the information we're getting.
Patrick, we're going to get to them. They're going to give us the report. They're going to give us the provisional projection, those numbers. But Fagon, you're not Patrick Hona that try to say key. We are hearing, information reaching us. That Sabu unit putting marks on, they're about to hit the street. Is that fear tactic? Are they trying to scare somebody? Hit the street for what?
This information is very serious. As you can see, if my face looked funny, I was asleep. And I'm getting all these calls from multiple places. And this Sabu unit crew have got people within their ranks that love JMB and other political leaders. But when you are given an order, you are given an order. And so they are leaking out this secret. And I want to put the CDC on notice. Any firing go on at any counting place tonight, it will set the tune for us to claim victory. Nothing will stop us from claiming victory. Let's be clear. Because the information has leaked, you guys got no reason.
What was the intent, Fagon? What's the intent? Election, the people want to exercise the constitutional right. What's the intent now? You put in Sabu unit on the street.
What's the intent when you're playing checker with somebody and they scatter the whole bowl?
I know, because I beat you and you want to end the game or end in confusion.
Exactly. The game ends in confusion, then what's going to happen? We got to either play it again, or we go back to an interim.
You have the Liberia National Police, you have the AFL, you have all these folks, actually, they are all watching, they are all listening. And again, James Goodey, let's go back. Another former rebel general was firing up and down. What's his name? In uniform, and men were with him, right?
General Powell.
General Powell was moving from one police station to another police station to put fear and stir fear in the people. So what's the difference for General Powell and Sabu unit, Fagon?
There's absolutely no difference. Veteran or no veteran, we are saying, and I can tell you this for free, if they open sporadic fire at any counting places tonight, we will claim victory. I think you can see on your screen, people are counting. They are showing it out to people. Nowhere to cheat. Allow the counting to go on. If you disrupt the process, this game will not end in confusion. We're playing checker. You scatter the ball, I beat you. I will take the bet.
Fagon, let's not just pass Sabu unit. Let's pass this. Patrick, you want to say something? Go ahead, my brother.
You know, I just want to, and I was just talking to Mo. He's been on the line here, and we just want to encourage our people who have not voted and those who have voted. We have said that you need to sacrifice 24 hours to secure 6 freaking years of your life. And that's what we want to do. So for all of you out there, we want you to protect your votes, and you know how to protect your votes. You have to be around to listen to the count, listen to all of that, so that you be able to know these various all of the count. It's very important. It's very important that our people listen to it. Nobody's going to go tonight. Nobody's going to intimidate anybody. Nobody is afraid. Just leave that thing.
Nobody should go tonight. This is what we're talking about, Patrick. This is what we're talking about. Get your tea ready. Get your bread and butter. Stay up. Nobody going home because this thing, the game will not end confusion. Like Fagon said. Fagon, let me ask you, the turnout today in Maserati alone, talk to us. You just coming on. Give us a kickback.
The turnout today was massive. All of the people I've talked to, they've never seen Liberians turn out like this. Which means, from a political standpoint, we often say the voters had something at stake. I don't care what it is. When you have a huge voter turnout, it means the voters have something at stake. And today, they turned out massively. And from my vantage, it is clear. You see bringing this to the screen because this person went by XXXX to the other people need. Right there, that's invalid vote. So they brought it to the camera for everybody to see. All right? They allowed the process to go on. Let it be transparent. Now, as I was saying, once you have a massive turnout, it means there was something at stake. And today, what was at stake was continuation of the same O, or change and move in a different direction. And all indication points to the fact that a lot of people decided that they were tired. Whether it be government workers, aggrieved families, hungry people, there was a lot at stake today. And that's why you saw the massive turnout today.
Patrick, your take on the turnout today.
I agree with what he said. Look, I was just doing a bit of research on who does it favor. Who does it? Okay, so that's what's happening. That's the what's happening on the screen. But I was just doing a research on who does it favor when there is a huge turnout. Clearly, you don't need a political scientist to come and tell you this. I mean, use your head. Once there's a huge turnout, two things. It's either that, no one, that the people are so satisfied with the regime that they have to be so anxious to turn out to vote to retain the regime, or that they are so fed up with the regime and they want to exercise their power through the ballot box. For me, the latter makes sense to me. The latter was eminent to me. That the people are so fed up, they wanted to.
Patrick is having connection issue. Nelson, are you with us? Are we good, Nelson?
Yes, sir. We're good.
Nelson.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but you
display.
I'm coming, CEO. We have a very important situation going on in this place in district number 12. Another worker has stopped the counting, saying before she continues, she knows how much she's going to get. Yeah. So meaning her contract should be signed before she can continue. And Aaron is reporting that. So can we call Aaron to?
Yeah. So let me get Aaron.
But why she gotta stop it and she gotta be paid? She didn't trust. What's this?
But you can work without you sign a contract.
But you told the job first though.
Yeah, no, she knows now that this is the rightful time.
No, James, this is a general election. Don't buy into that, man. I mean, that you can't do that.
So she says she has to know how much she's going to be getting before. But why would you go to a job you did not sign a contract?
So now you're coming back to what I just said. Fagon.
I mean, why did not allow the people to sign a contract? They send them in the street.
Fagon, the turnout today, not only Monserrato, everywhere, everybody just like came out angrily, or maybe came out happily. Again, you follow other social media outlets, you follow other individuals, you follow other pages, Fagon, but everything just same. Again, talk to us. Clean something up for our fans, our listener right now. Tell them exactly. I don't want to ask you for your prediction. I don't want to say give me some expectation, but just talk to us.
Look, Stanton, let me say this to you. The last time we saw a mammoth turnout like this, not necessarily 100% like this, but close to this, was during the election of Charles Taylor. When Charles Taylor got elected, we saw something similar. What you see happening is another protest vote. I repeat, you have another protest vote in the country. And that protest vote says, this is not what we signed up for. This is not what we expected. And this is not what we should be getting. Therefore, we're taking it to this level. Can you imagine baby mothers, blind women, elderly people? It's crazy. Nobody have seen this, even Patrick Huna, they all. They are overwhelmed. Everyone is overwhelmed with what is going on. I don't know if you saw the president who went to vote. Compare that video with Joseph Nyoma Parker going to vote. I'm challenging you. If you don't have it, I will send it. It is as if Joseph Nyoma Parker,
there is something happening to the audio here. They are trying to hack the show. The audio is not going out clear.
Okay, Patrick, is your audio okay, Patrick?
My audio is extremely clear. I can hear you all very clear.
Can you
so I don't know whether
Facebook, Patrick, take your phone and go on Facebook and listen.
Okay, so I'm asking somebody to do that research. Let me piggyback on what Fagon was talking about. You see, in 1997, the turnout was massive. The excitement was huge. People had said, you came my mind, you came my power, we'll vote for you. There were 13 candidates on the ballot in 1997, 13. Fewer to what was on the ballot, or the people who were on the ballot in 2005. In 2005, there were 22 candidates on the ballot. You know, when Madam Sirleaf and George Weah went to the second round in 2005. But in 1997, there were 13 candidates, and the excitement was so huge. So people voted the way they voted.
Hold on, Patrick. Patrick, I beg you. Patrick, I beg you.
We are not
Patrick, I beg you. The audio is not good at all. The audio is not good at all.
We are even on Facebook.
No, we are on. No. We are on. We are on. But the audio is not good. We are on Facebook.
I'm
James.
trying to be on Spoon. There's a Spoon, correct?
Yeah, we are live. We are live on Spoon. I'm watching.
We are live on Spoon.
I'm watching it.
So the we are not getting Aaron, but he did a recording of the entire incident about the network.
Yeah, but hold on 1 minute. Nelson, hold on 1 minute. I'm begging you. We got to get this audio thing straightened out, please. So bring that in, James. Bring that in.
Which?
From your phone. I want the folks to hear exactly what we're hearing, because Fagon, it's just not good. From your phone. I want the folks to hear exactly what we're hearing, because Fagon, it's just all right. So that's the issue. Tell you, James, that's the issue, Fagon. We are on live again. You can share it, but they are in and out. They are in and out with the problem. If we are okay out, so yeah, they are in and out. They are in and out. Fagon, but we are on live.
Can we restart the show?
You want to restart the show?
Yeah, it will take less than 2 minutes.
But why? Why you want to restart? James?
No, I think James is making a point. Probably doing so, then we'll get a better quality of the audio here. Okay. It's like someone entering studio and their network is not good. They go out and then you come back, it gets better.
Go ahead. So let's restart. Again, we'll restart the show. Yeah. So restart everything and let Patrick know.
With the same link?
No, I think a different link, probably.
Different link. Yeah.
Yeah.